Getting close.
Chicken Little Radio this morning. 888-957-9570. If you're a fan of David Bowie, he sings the song Panic in Detroit. You can now change that to Panic in the Bay. Panic time, baby.
I'm not going all caps, Shasky. I'm not going capital P like Guru. I'm not even going lowercase p.
All caps,
I'm not even going lowercase p, Coles. I'm just going, you know what? Things are I call it lemon booty, right? When the lemon booty looms over a basketball team last 5 minutes of the game, and you see them, the hands start to get sweaty.
Lemon booty.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to really take a shot. Nobody wants to shoot. Hey, that's what's happening at Third and King right now. And now all the pressure's on Logan Webb to stop the bleeding.
Yep.
You got to stop the bleeding. The Giants scored 4 runs in their last 36 innings. They lose last night, a tough one, 5-2 to the Brew Crew. Hey, boy. For the first time since April 25th, Coles, they are looking up at the L.A. Dodgers.
Yeah.
They're a half game behind the Dodgers. They could come into the series tied Friday against the Dodgers, even in the NL West. But, boy, they got to get a win somehow.
I thought last night was going to be their night. I really did. I thought it was going to be their night. I thought Kevin Gausman pitched well enough to get a win.
Yep.
I thought the way things were playing out, what really made me feel like they were going to break through last night was all the two-out magic that they had, and then Buster with that I got fooled, reach away, little that sloppy swing, and it rolls up the first base line for a single that drives in a run, and we're tied. I started to think, you know what? It takes a bleeder like that to sometimes break through, and that's when I thought they're going to win this ball game, but I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, look, Gausman comes out in the top of the first inning. And I was with you, Coles. I thought, man, Posey getting that hit.
Yep.
Because he was like 4 for his last 38.
Yep.
I mean, it was getting worse. It was like, man, this guy, and everybody said, oh, he's not 100%. You got to sit him. Well, you know what, baby? Tough cookie.
Yep.
Tough cookie. I'm paying you $22 million. $22 million. And I'm not even going to add the R to it. Dollars. All right? 22 mil. And you're the captain. I need you, Buster. I need you.
Yep.
Whatever you need. But, you know, Coles, Gausman, you're right. 5 innings. He pitched well. Kapler pulls him for a pinch hitter. Alex Dickerson, the move worked out because Chris Bryant drove in Alex Dickerson there in the bottom of the 6th inning. So you're down 2-1. But I thought, top of the first, Gausman comes in, strikes out the side. And the splitter looked fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, he's ready to go. And you get to the bottom of the first inning, runners are first and second, 1 out. You can set the tone right away. It gets a guy in Brett Anderson who's only going to give the Brewers 2 to 3 innings. They literally pulled him.
Yep.
And you hit into a double play, Posey does, in the bottom of the first inning. And the Brewers, they take that momentum, and they score 2 at the top of the second. And I'm thinking to myself, Coles, here we go again, because it was the night of Lorenzo Cain, who destroyed the Giants all night long. But you're down 2-0, and this team now playing from behind. In these games, that means something, Coles. That's tough. You can fall behind over and over and over again during this losing streak, and all of a sudden it starts to wear on you mentally, and now you're grinding, and now you're grinding, and now you're losing games to the Brew Crew. 3 straight. You got to avoid the Brews today.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. You're in your ballpark. You thought maybe you'd get a little home ballpark love. Let me ask you this. I'm upset at Major League Baseball for scheduling, okay? You just see if this makes any sense to you. Giants finish a long road trip where they're in New York, and then they go to Atlanta, and then they have to fly home and immediately start. They don't get a day off going from the Eastern time zone coming back home. They immediately start a 4-game set against the Milwaukee Brewers. Mm-hmm. Atlanta gets done finishing at home. They also have to play the next day, long flight. They got to go to L.A., start a new series. The Braves are getting their butts kicked, and the Giants are getting their butts kicked. Is there something to Major League Baseball's got to figure out scheduling where if you're going east to west, you can't ask me to play the next day? If I'm done with, or if I'm going on a long trip, give me the day off.
Yeah, you know what,
am I being a, you know what, orange slices and juice boxes for everybody, guys?
It's SOFT, especially for the Braves. Because the Braves, before they played the Giants, you know the Braves had 2 days off in a weird scheduling quirk. They've had a 2-game series against the Yankees. They had a Wednesday, Thursday off last week, so were well rested for the Giants.
Thursday?
They had a Wednesday, Thursday off. Go look at the schedule. It was
SOFT.
Yeah, they had a Wednesday, Thursday off. So Braves fan, I don't want to hear from you. You got a break against the Giants. You got 2 days off, and you win 2 out of 3. Now, we saw the Mets have to do it, too. A late-night Sunday night game against the L.A. Dodgers a couple weeks ago at Citi Field. They had to travel all the way west to the Bay to play Giants on a Monday night. Baseball has to do something about this. But you know what? We knew this stretch was going to be tough, Coles. We knew there would not be a day off until September 9th. And you knew that you're going to have to gut this out. This 10-game stretch with the Braves, Brew Crew, and Dodgers, it was looming large. But you know what? You got to get starting pitching. You got to get more than 5 innings. You got to get timely hits. You think about runners in scoring position. The Giants have been failing with this, with the runners in scoring position. I mean,
2 for 14 yesterday.
I don't want to say the sky's fallen. I don't want to say the sky's fallen.
Chicken Little Radio this morning.
I don't want to sound like it, Coles, but man, your boy's a little worried. How
can you not be? The Dodgers are on fire. We talked to Brian Anderson. He's the TV voice for the Milwaukee Brewers. And the Brewers are a hell of a team. And even Brian Anderson said the Dodgers' talent is by far better than anyone else in the National League. By far. Now, you got to play the games. But are we already – listen, the Giants have been in first place 119 straight days. They finally fall out of first place. I know Major League Baseball is in love with the fact that the Dodgers are in first place, but are we all ready to sit here and say, all right, 1-game wild card, who's it going to be? Logan Webb or is it going to be Kevin Gosman?
We're not going there yet.
Are we there already?
No, we're not there already.
It's just one night.
It's September 2nd, baby. It's September 2nd. The heat is on. Dodgers, Giants. It can't get no better than this.
Exactly.
It doesn't get any better than this. You got 3 more with the Doyers. You can get a win today against the Brew Crew. You go into that series tied up and say, you know what? Let's take a deep breath. We got 3 against the Dodgers. Even if we lose 2 or 3 against the Dodgers, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. You got to play baseball, though. And I just don't like the trends here. I don't like the trends. I'm seeing Yaz come in and pitch hit. He strikes out looking. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing Wilmer Flores getting under baseballs. Things are tightening up for the Giants. This is the first real slump we've seen all season. Their second 4-game losing streak, but this one feels like a true slump. When you look at the staff, guys are banged up. You don't know what you have with DeSclafani. Gosman's trying to find his splitter. It felt like he was trying to get over the hump.
Flores had to leave with a hamstring. All right, so you got that going on. Now's not the time that you have these little bumps and bruises. And I don't want to pile on it all. But with September, we're used to the big September call-up. So I've got 40 guys sitting there, and I can hunt and peck, and Bruce Bochy could figure out how to make games 5 hours long by keeping double switches going all night long. Now you only get 2 guys. Now you get to 28 players on your roster. Maybe you bring in a couple of arms, but you don't have that full body of work there that'll take a day off or 2 for a guy who's banged up. This could be a tough stretch right here. They're picking the wrong time.
The wrong time.
The wrong time to have a couple of bumps and bruises and the wrong time to play their worst baseball this season.
There's no doubt about that, Coles. No doubt about it. And you know what? The Dodgers, knowing that they're the defending World Series champs, even though I throw a little asterisk on there, you're playing all these playoff games in Arlington, Texas, neutral site, 60-game season. But you know what? They are loaded.
Yeah.
And you know what they've done since August 1st?
What?
They've turned up the heat. 22-6 since the start of August, the Dodgers. 22-6. And you know what? The Dodgers aren't complaining. They just played 22 games in 23 days, Coles. 22 games in 23 days. And you know what their record is? 18-4. 18-4. I mean, you talk about destroying the dog days of August. And the Giants are playing well. They're going 8-2 in 10-game stretches, 7-3 in 10-game stretches. But you can't shake these jokers. But we do. Didn't you have a feeling, Coles, that it was going to come down to September? Didn't you know that the Dodgers were not going to go away?
No question. No question. I mean, listen, we all knew it at the trade deadline when they go out to Washington and they get their best right-hander and they get one of their best hitters in Turner. We knew that the Dodgers, they play the game differently than everybody else. And I mean the off-the-field game differently than everybody else. Every year they're reaching out and getting another great guy. Mookie Betts then is in the lineup. You got everywhere in that lineup. It's as deep as anyone can be. And everyone seems to be able to bang it. So you know that they're loaded and you know that they're talented. That's part of what made the magic of the Giants season that much more mystical and fun was that the Dodgers are just burning money trying to catch up to the Giants, and the Giants just they're the little engine that could. Well, the little engine that could is starting to go uphill a little bit, and it's harder to go uphill. They got to get to the top of that Big Rock Candy Mountain and start charging down the hill the rest of September. And maybe it happens after this week. Maybe they can fatten up on some of the weak sisters.
Yep.
But this week is telling. Listen, when we had Flem on earlier in the week, I asked him, is this going to be the critical week? He said it could be if you end up being positive about it and you take 3 or 4 from Milwaukee and you take 2 or 3 from the Dodgers, you look back and say, this is when we sent the message to Major League Baseball that we're for real.
It may be the week we look back and say, this is when the Giants lost to NL West.
Oh, look at 6-16, everybody. Mark the podcast. The white flag has been waved.
No,
by
not
my
yet.
friend.
Not yet.
My friend has waved it. Bonte has waved the white flag.
It's in my hand. It's in my hand.
It is?
It's over my shoulder. But I'm not waving it yet. Like the white towel in boxing, you know how they throw the white towel in? The white towel's on my shoulder like John Thompson. I'm looking like John Thompson like right now. Not touching it. It's
I'm
there.
Tark the Shark. I'm biting the towel. I'm Tark the Shark. I'm biting it. That's how nervous I am.
You're back in LV.
Yep.
I'm in D.C.
Yep, exactly.
I got the towel over my shoulder, and I'm just rubbing it, Coles. I'm rubbing it, saying, I know you're there. I know you're there. I may have to use this bad boy because, look, the Giants, when they made the trade for Chris Bryant, they were no longer the little engine that
You're
could.
right. You're absolutely right.
You make a big boy move like that, and this is where I get on. And look, I don't want to get on anybody about this. And Giant fan, it's in your right to be happy about the season. It's in your right to have fun about the season, to say, you know what? If they play in a wild card game and lose, it's okay. It's okay because the expectations before the season were not high. But you know what? The goalposts change, Coles. The expectations change throughout the season when you show that, hey, we're not only in first place since April 25th, we're in first place in June, we're in first place in July, we go into the dog days, we remain in first place. You go into the last month of the season in first place. What was it, Coles? 119 straight days in first place?
Yep.
It's no longer about, hey, we're playing with house money. Hey, it's okay. No. If you only play one more game than the Arizona Diamondbacks, your boy's going to be fuming. That's a disappointment to me, Coles.
You know what? Let's ask the people at 888-957-9570. Are you still sitting back saying, yep, house money, fun season, I'm in the wild card, and I never saw it coming? Remember, Farhan Zaidi told us a couple of weeks ago, he said, this would not have been a surprise year had we made the playoffs last year. And they were in it till the final day of the season.
Final day.
All right? So to them, this wasn't a surprise. Maybe to, Pete in Danville. Maybe to Barry, who lives on the peninsula. Maybe to Sally up in Marin. Maybe this is a fun, exciting year that you never saw coming. Farhan Zaidi thought they were going to compete this year. Well, they're competing this year. So don't run to the finish line and then jam on the brakes.
Wow.
Run through the tape.
Wow.
Is what I'm saying.
Wow.
So listen, if I'm Giants fan, are you content with, I've been great for these, I had more days in first than I ever imagined. Yeah, if I get to the wild card, that'd be fun, and it'll be a home wild card game because they're not going to lose the wild card. They've got a huge lead in the wild card.
They've got it.
It's going to be a home wild card. So what are we going to get? 16,000, 17,000 for the wild card game?
Oh.
Boy, what's going on with the attendance?
Oh.
What's going
shots
on with the
fired.
attendance?
Look, since we're there, we're there. I don't know what's going on with the attendance. I'm a morning show host. I can't get out there like I want to.
All right.
I can't get out there like for what? To go 6 innings and then have to drive back because daddy's got to get to sleep?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I am shocked at the attendance figures. I am shocked. The first place team here. Now, it'll be packed this weekend, but how much blue's going to be in the bleachers?
I want to see if it'll be packed this weekend.
How much blue's going to be in there at Oracle Park? Seriously.
It's going to be a lot of Dodger blue.
When the Giants were humming, that place was sold out every single night. We're getting at least 35 Gs.
Yep.
38 Gs. 40,000.
Yep.
I don't know if it's because people don't feel safe because of the pandemic, which is understandable. A lot of people have lost money during the pandemic. A lot of businesses
You know
had
what? A
to
lot
shut
of people
down.
have made a boatload of money because you're working from home and you're making a boatload of money.
But a lot of people, Coles.
Yeah, but a lot of people have made a boatload of money. And you know what? And I'm sorry. Let me ask you this.
Coles, a lot of people got laid off, man. A lot of people got laid off.
Are you kidding me? A lot of people are getting paid by the government more to sit at home than they are to work.
Some people are.
Come on. Do you think Chase Center is going to be that way?
Hell no. Steph Curry's in the building. Is it the lack of star power?
Oh.
Is Buster Posey the star?
Minute.
Is Buster Posey the star that we all thought he was?
So we in the Bay Area just like shiny objects? Is that it?
Some people do. You got a lot of casuals out there.
And now the Warriors are not going to be in first place.
They'll be in the top 4.
Of the division. They'll be in the top 4 of their division, not of the Western Conference.
Western Conference.
But are we going to see that at Chase? Are we going to see that at Levi's this year? Are we going to see a partially filled Levi's Stadium?
Levi's is going to be humming.
Well, then don't give me COVID as an excuse. Okay?
Levi's will be humming.
Then don't give me COVID as an excuse. And I know we're in a hypersensitive COVID area.
What? You think people believe in this team? Is that why people aren't going out to the yard? Do people really believe in the Giants? Or do people believe that, you know what? This is a mirage. This is a mirage.
Yep.
We think the glass slipper is going to break soon. It's going to split. Midnight is going to strike with the Giants soon. Like, Chris Bryant, I see 707. Chris Bryant's a star, in my opinion. He is a star. But not a lot of people know him out here.
No.
Not a lot of people. They should.
They should. That guy was a darling in Chicago.
He was.
A darling in Chicago.
This also goes to baseball not marketing their stars right. Like Mike Trout could walk down the street, we wouldn't know who he is.
I disagree with that. They got these guys doing everything. They got these guys doing everything.
Mike Trout doesn't even talk. He doesn't even talk.
I saw him in the Little League World Series. He was in the booth in the Little League World Series.
First time I've ever seen him talk.
Major League Baseball's got the major leaguers at the Little League ballpark sitting with the kids wearing Little League uniforms in their game. Baseball's marketing these guys enough.
They don't do enough. They don't do enough.
That's lazy tape.
They don't do enough.
That is a sleeper. That is a lazy.
They don't do enough.
Lazy.
It took Fernando Tatis to bat flip all over Petco Park. The people to say, oh my gosh, baseball's cool. Baseball's cool. Let's go to Double Play real quick and say Bruno. He's up early with us on the roast. Double Play. Set Coles down, man. He's running hot already. It's like our drunk uncle here. It's like Coles is our drunk uncle on the roast.
What's up? Good morning.
Hey, listen. There's not one reason why this stuff is happening. You and Butcher, Bonte, asked a couple weeks ago, why aren't Giants fans in on this team? And there was a few callers and texts that come in and said, we're just waiting for the shoe to drop. And what we're seeing right now is this team is built like the old Oakland A's teams for a 162-game season and not necessarily a playoff run. And now we're coming up against playoff pitching, and this is what happens, right? You're dependent on the home run, and when you're not hitting the home runs, you're not getting guys on base, you're not moving them over, and you're not going first or third and doing all the little things.
Yep.
This is what happens. So there's enough things going on to why this shoe is dropping. And just real quick, I had a friend offer me to go to the game last night. He had extra tickets, and I didn't go. And the reason why is because I take the train from San Bruno. But because of the pandemic and because of COVID, I don't feel like being around a bunch of people, and I don't feel like getting sick or bringing it back home to the families or anybody else for that matter. So there's a bunch of reasons why people aren't going to the games. But the pandemic is definitely a huge one. Thank you.
Thanks for the call, Double Play.
Appreciate
Good take. He brought up the little things, right? Giants have had one of the best defenses in all of baseball for most of the season. Lately, they haven't played clean defense, Coles. 3 errors last night.
That's not
and a lot of people are going to talk about Alvarez's, the hump blew the call. He missed strike 3. Well, the Giants didn't give up a run after that. But what happened before that with Brandon Belt throwing the ball away, trying to get Leon at first base, giving Lorenzo Cain an extra base, walking Lorenzo Cain with 2 outs, they're not playing clean defense anymore, Coles. It's a mess out there defensively for the Giants. 3 errors against a team like the Brew Crew, you're going to lose 9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
They're now starting to slip.
You're right. You can't give extra outs, and that's the thing. Is it when the old cliche, when it rains, it pours, and it's pouring on this team right now.
Right.
I mean, it is the littlest mistakes that are happening are mistakes that we haven't seen all year long. But and maybe that's another reason we notice them so much. They have been so clean all year that when they're not clean, your eyes pop and you go, "What's going on with this team? It's all starting to fall apart." you know what? Maybe we're lucky it all comes together now. Maybe they're having that bad stretch and they're getting it out of their system. And after the next week, they're going to get back on their horse and they're going to sprint to the finish. But, man, you can't give bad teams extra outs.
Yep.
You give them to good teams, and they are going to crush you, and that's what the Brewers are showing the Giants this. There is a different caliber of playoff team that's ready to play in the National League.
Wow.
And I've been saying what DP's been saying for months now.
Yep.
The Giants are the old A's. They're built for 162, but once you get to a playoff series, get ready to have a short postseason, and you'll be playing golf about a week into your postseason.
Damn.
I know.
Wow.
I know. And I hate to say it.
Wow.
I hate to
Coles.
say it.
You got to be that guy, huh?
I'm good. But what are they proving anything different right now?
They're not.
So today, your horse is going today. I thought the horse was Gosman. He did all right. Now your horse is going in Logan
Webb's got to
Webb.
win this game.
He's got to go 7 and win the game.
He's got to win the game.
I'm using too many relievers now.
Right.
I need him to go 7 and win the game.
He's got to win today.
If I'm Gabe Kapler, I walk into the clubhouse, I just walk by him, I say, I'm not even going to look at you until after the 7th inning.
Number 7.
Exactly. In fact, I'm going to play that. I'm going to call him this morning. Steven, call up Logan Webb and leave that on his voicemail.
Number 7.
There you go. And then I'll say, and then if I'm Kapler, I'll say, I'll see you after. I'll see you after.
Number 7.
There you go.
Good morning to everybody on Twitch, brought to you by Xfinity. The Morning Roast Twitch is always brought to you by Xfinity. Good morning to you guys. YouTube as well. They're humming. What are you thinking here about the Giants? Are they running out of gas? 888-957-9570. And are you content with the Giants being one and done in the playoffs? How you feeling, Giants fans? Where you at right now? 17,000 at the yard? Are you still asleep right now? They lose to the Brew Crew last night 5-2. They've lost 4 in a row, including 3 in a row to the Milwaukee Brewers. Today they have Logan Webb on the mound to try to avoid the sweep to the Brew Crew. We'll discuss that with Gabe's World coming up, and it's brought to you by Northern California Toyota dealers.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Hurry in to get $750 cash back on 2021.
He's a cousin of the roast. You're the uncle of the roast.
Thank you.
You may
I'll
be a
take
little
that.
intoxicated at times, but it's okay. We all have that uncle.
I know. And he spouts some stuff. I'll spout some stuff. Everyone's got to all right, it's old Uncle Cozy.
It's all Uncle Cozy.
Yeah, exactly. Just let him go. He's a good man. He means well.
It's Uncle Cozy being Uncle Cozy.
Exactly. That's exactly it. It's a good thing Butcher's not here this week.
Oh, my
If
gosh.
Butcher were here this week
Oh, my gosh.
with the meltdown the Giants have
Oh,
had,
my gosh.
I don't know if Butch would be able to make it out of bed, keep him away from sharp objects. I mean, he'd be in bad shape.
The text thread would be blowing up with all cap tweets.
Oh, yeah.
Text.
He hit me with an all caps this week when I was hitting him up, and then he hits me back with an all caps. I'm like,
All
oh, my
caps?
God, he's yelling at me.
Dude,
He's
why
already-
is he going all caps? About Mac Jones? About Mac Jones? He's going all caps?
I said, I texted him. I said, Mac Jones equals QB1. And then he hit me with some all caps something or other.
Oh,
We
trash.
are rolling deep.
All right, so who? Yeah, all right. This segment is presented by Coda Stay Lumber, open from 6 a.m. to
Virtual
5 p.m.
Butch.
Monday through Friday, with some locations open on a Saturday. Visit CodaStayLumber.com for more information. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 game to get breaking news updates, as well as links to the top interviews and best moments on the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. And don't forget, Saturday, September 18th, Bellator MMA returns to SAP Center in San Jose. I may be going to that. I may be going to my first MMA
Seriously?
event. Yeah, no joke. No joke. Maybe
Tell
going to that.
me what that's like.
I want some blood splattered on my shirt.
Oh, my God.
It's the long-awaited promotional
That is
debut of
gruesome.
Yoel Romero when he
Gruesome.
takes on former world champ Phil Davis in a light heavyweight battle. It's the Soldier of God. He's squaring off against Mr. Wonderful. Saturday, September 18th at SAP Center in San Jose. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com. Fleming Kruk was on a call for that missed strike 3 call, but it didn't burn the Giants. It did not burn the Giants in the top of the 7th inning. Everybody went crazy. They all went crazy. But they only gave up the 1 run. They were fine.
Where are you on robot umps? Where are you on robot umps? And we all saw the video of the robot ump in the minor leagues where the ball was in the dirt low and away, and it was called a strike,
Yeah,
and the batter went berserk.
I go back and forth on the robot umps.
I think it's stupid to even have the discussion.
I go back and forth. I like the human error. I like the human element of everything. Even though Angel Hernandez is going to be behind the plate today, if y'all thought that was a bad missed call, just wait until today
look at you
at
guys piling on.
12:45 at
Wow.
Oracle Park when Angel Hernandez is calling G-Rake and the ball 6 inches off the plate. Let's get the Gabe's World here on the roast.
Robot umps.
I think we'll go with a little Bohemian Rhapsody, gentlemen.
Good call.
When it comes to Gabe Kapler, anything goes.
First of all, I think pressure is always a good thing. The brightest lights can sometimes bring out the best performance.
Now he's been ejected. Kapler's been ejected by Joe West.
Panda costumes and baby giraffes and all of the fans of San Francisco.
Gabe Kapler's 100% right. Kapler launches one. Fair foul. It's gone! Gabe Kapler has won it!
It's time for Gabe's World.
Oh, Gabe's World. What did he have to say after last night? Giants lose to the Brew Crew 5-2. They commit 3 errors. They were 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position. They got to try to avoid a sweep. Cap, what's going on with the Giants? What do you say? Is there a sense of urgency? What's going on at the yard?
I think it's just carrying our pregame processes into the game. So our processes are fairly straightforward. They're really built around looking for pitches to drive and being especially aggressive on those pitches, being more patient on pitches that we can't drive. On the pitching side, we talk about pushing the pace, pounding the zone, and knowing your plan. So those are things that we just haven't quite been able to execute once the game has started. So urgency is perhaps about just turning up the dial on our intensity level just a little bit. And then from a defensive standpoint, I think it's just a higher level of focus.
Kapler saying they need to be a little more intense, Coles, and they need to focus when they're playing defense, when they're in the field.
Well, if someone knows about intensity, it's Gabe Kapler.
Yeah.
He always has the intense look on his face. He's going to bring it. You got to be a grown-up today. You know, some teams are loosey-goosey and they play better that way. Some teams need to show some business. And I think today you got to show a sense of urgency because you got to end this slide. And you got to and here's the other thing. Logan Webb has to assert himself as I'm the guy.
Yep.
And this is your chance today to show you are the guy because you lose today.
Oh.
And then
Oh.
who's throwing for the Dodgers in the next couple days?
Your eyes.
He's okay.
Walker Buehler.
He's okay.
Max Scherzer.
That's the 3 the Dodgers are throwing at you in the next 3 days. So if ever you sat there and said, there's a must-win in your game, you know what? Hey, no one game is bigger than the other. No one series is bigger than the other. Guess what? Today's is bigger than all of them.
It's huge.
Okay? Because the next 3, you scored how many runs in the last 36 innings?
4 runs. 4. Excuse me, 5. 5. 2 last night, 2 the night before, 1 on Monday.
Okay, so 5 in 36.
5 runs in 36 innings.
Okay. You might not get 5 runs in the 27 innings you're going to play against the Doyers. So let's see how you do today against the Brew Crew.
Oh, boy.
You know, how do you guys feel about managers getting ejected on purpose to fire up their team? Because the highlight we played there, where that called ball, even though it was a clear strike and it got the walk for Christian Yelich only to come up, I mean, Gabe Kapler didn't even argue it. He's just sitting in the dugout. Then there was another missed call in the next at-bat when Yelich was going up. I mean, you know, I haven't seen Gabe Kapler do that, where he's trying to get the team fired up by, you know, him going to the ump and yelling at him, trying to get ejected. I don't know. Maybe they could have used that last night, something to put a fire under him.
Yeah, I saw that floating around on Twitter, Langford.
Really?
And I thought, man, maybe that was the move, because you could see he was a little agitated. Bailey, the pitching coach, who was Andrew Bailey, former Oakland A. He's the pitching coach. He was muttering some things. You see Kai Correa right there. Kapler's a nice dude. He's a player's coach. But you know what? If they fall behind today and there's a blown call, today might be the day to try to get kicked out of a game. To just say, you know what? I'm flipping the spread. I'm throwing some dirt on the ump. You know what? Or do you keep your composure? You want to talk about intensity? I want to see him run out there and say, you know what? You're jobbing my guys. My guys are out here grinding, and this pitch is right down the middle. Matter of fact, it was a cookie from Alvarez, 81 miles per hour, and you still blew the call. That may have been the time to get his team some rest, show that he really – now, Kapler cares. There's no doubt about it, but come on. Coles, I'm with the manager getting thrown out here and there.
It's not 1982, and – Tommy La Russa ain't coming through that door.
Hey, that's the problem.
Or Tommy Lasorda. Tommy La Russa.
Tommy La Russa.
Tony Lasorda.
Tony's still around.
Tony's still around. And even he's cool and calm. He's not going to flip it over. I don't think guys today respond to that stuff. I think if a manager gets all hot and bothered, players turtle up and they're afraid, because no one's ever yelled at these guys when they were growing up.
Well, that's the problem.
All these guys are superstars their whole lives, and everyone coddles them. These guys are coddled. A manager gets angry today, and these guys are going to go, they're going to call their agent and say, this isn't a safe work environment. I might have to go to HR. He flipped over the food. How am I going to eat? I'm telling you, that day is gone, everybody.
Coles, that's the problem.
That's the problem
right there.
That's the problem with America.
Orange slices and Capri Suns. Exactly. Oh, gosh, the manager yelled at me. He raised his voice. He dropped an F-bomb here and there. You know what? They don't need to be coddled. This is a veteran latent team. They probably don't need to hear it. Bochy, that wasn't his style. But at some point, Kapler's going to say, you know what? I've had enough. And he's got to say, basically, I'm tired of watching this baseball team. I need to go hit an early shower. I'm tired of watching you guys. Brandon Belt throwing the ball in the right field, giving located extra base. You know what I'm saying? Dickerson tripping over himself left and right and left field. Darren Ruff trying to get the baseballs. It looks bad. Yes, looking at a strike 3 right down the middle. What are you looking at, Yes? What are you waiting? What are you sitting on?
Baby. You got fooled.
Oh, he got fooled big time. He got locked up. I mean, this is getting bad.
Kapler's perfectly shaped jaw was clenching harder and harder as the game was going on. Like, you could tell, you could see the muscles bulging out of the corner of his cheek where his jaw is.
I got something for you guys. In the last 4 games, we talked about them scoring 5 runs in 36 innings. How about this? With runners in scoring position, just did the math here. They're 4 for the last 40 with runners in scoring position.
Oh, my goodness.
They went 0 for 8 Sunday against the Braves. Went 2 for 14 Monday night. It dropped an 0 for 7, I believe, yesterday.
I thought it was 0 for 8.
Excuse me, 0 for 8 yesterday. Yeah. They got the 2 for 14 last night, 2 for 11 on Monday.
That's not good.
Whatever it is, they're 4 for the last 40 in the last 36 innings with runners to score position.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is a team that they need some breaks right now. How crazy is that? We're talking about a team that was in first place forever, and now we're looking for them to get these breaks that you want to see the ne'er-do-wells of the league get just to compete. I think, They hit a tough stretch at the wrong time. That's all I know. They hit a tough stretch at the wrong time. But it's baseball. Maybe today's the day everything turns around. Maybe today's the day Buster gets a day off because he needs a day off, right? He needs a day off. Buster gets a day off. And this team has made its money this year on backups helping them win. Talkman has helped them win games, right? Who are some of the backup catchers who have helped them win games?
Kurt Casale's been great.
He's been fantastic. He comes in, gets some big hits.
Yep.
Right?
And he's been great behind the plate. How many shutouts has he caught, Steven? Kurt Casale.
Excellent point.
He's up there in double digits, man.
I mean, he had 6 in a row at one point. I think he's up there maybe to 7 now.
Yeah, he's up there. You got to get these backups to play well. Yaz, hopefully he bounces back today. This is a must-win. This is a must-win. People 5-1-0 saying relax. Giants will be fine. They will sweep the Dodgers. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I know you're playing with your heart. I know you're playing with your heart, and I get it, 5-1-0, but come on, baby.
Sweeping the Dodgers? Come on. I'm not going to relax right now. It's September.
If you're betting on a sweep in the Dodgers-Giants series, there is no one who's putting a mortgage money on the orange and black. Okay? Larry Bear is not putting his mortgage money. And that guy is as giant as you're going to get.
He may bet on the Dodgers. He may bet on the Dodgers. Say, you know what? Let me try to make a couple bucks.
He's not even going to sit it out. He's just turncoat. It's a turncoat.
Larry Bear sitting there in the front row saying, man, we only got 17,000 tonight.
I need to get a couple.
I don't have no pen that has to sell.
I can't afford that $18 Guinness.
You know what? Let me throw 20 G's on the Dodgers winning this series. By the way, according to Sham Sharadi of The Athletic, Paul Millsap agreed to a deal with the Brooklyn Nets. He's ring chasing. Paul Millsap looks like he's done.
If there should not be a human in America who can root for the Brooklyn Nets.
Well, there's a couple.
No,
and then
there
Ratchie
shouldn't. No, you
and
should not.
Rappaport reported that former first-round pick of the 49ers, Reuben Foster, is now working out for the New York Jets. He's looking to get back on the field for the first time in 2 years. We'll continue to roll on. Giants will get back into Ben Simmons because I got a take, Coles. I got a take that made the rounds yesterday.
Oh, my God.
And Drunk Uncle Coles, you're going to like this one. Coles and Bonte here on the Roast Lake. For back here as well. We'll be back.
95.7 The Game is gearing up for Week 1 of 49ers football.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, baby.
Back to the Morning Roast, presented by Timeless Coffee with Bonte and Shasky.
Orange slices, Capri Suns.
It's the name of this show. You guys are soft.
I mean,
S-O-F-T.
Dante Whitner. Can I get a Capri Sun and an orange slice?
Hang on, what's wrong with the Capri? Like, I get the whole idea
Capri Suns
behind
are great.
it. I get the idea behind it, but they quenched your thirst.
They are great.
Orange slices are great to have as a sit-down snack in case you want to substitute some potato chips and maybe lose a little bit of weight.
It's not bad. And then you go in with the bottom. Like, you always take the Capri Sun straw and you poke it at the bottom. You don't do it at the top where you're supposed to. You always flip it around and you poke it at the bottom. I don't know why we did that as kids.
Really?
I really don't. Yeah.
They didn't have Capri Suns when I was a kid. They had High C.
High C's
I was
not
drinking
bad.
High C.
High C's not bad. You're taking it back. I'm not mad at the High C.
A little
Tang. A little Tang.
Tang. We had some Tang.
Ovaltine.
Ovaltine. We had the Ovaltine, too. And there was this one thing when the astronauts, there was some breakfast thing that was in a tube that they said astronauts had, and I forget the name of it, but it would be Tang and this other pasty stuff that was in a tube that we would eat. I don't know what it was.
It wasn't toothpaste, was it?
It wasn't. I was you toothpaste eater. That's it. You know that kid's eating paste. So anyway,
888-957-9570. Look, we got a fun lineup today. Mad Dog Russo is going to join us at 8:15.
I can't wait.
Chris Mad Dog Russo will join us at 8:15. He's all tapped into baseball. He told us a couple weeks ago, I don't know about the Giants. Well, we'll get his thoughts today on the Giants as they try to avoid the sweep. A 4-game sweep at that.
You don't know someone to ask him? Because I know he loves Bruce Bochy. Is Bochy coming back with the Padres next year?
Ooh. Did you think that the Padres would have hired him last year? Or did he want some time off, Bruce Bochy? Did he want time off?
I'm here.
There you go. That's what he's. I think, you know what? After that grind, I think you needed time off. And last year was the crazy year with COVID, right. And it was a 60-game year. Why? If you're going to take on if he wants to,
right?
If you're going to take on a job, you're probably not going to take it on it that way.
Yeah.
And now that everything's cleared up, now he's had a chance to watch them play a little bit. Now he gets a feel for what that team could be. And listen, he had to deal with some personalities.
Right.
Remember, he had some personalities he had to deal with.
Yeah.
And now you got to go get Machado. You got to go get Tatis. You got to go work with those guys.
Ooh, Blake Snell.
I mean, you could potentially have a powerhouse there.
Would you be afraid, if you're a Giants fan, and you're a Giant fan out there, as Cole said, Pete and Danville,
yep.
Sally and Moran,
yep.
You're Jose in San Jose,
yep.
You know, you're Jesus in Big San Jose, Big Jesus. Actually, Big Jesus calls us all the time.
Way to go, Jesus.
Big Jesus. Are you worried about Bruce Bochy managing the Padres?
I would be a little concerned about that. I feel comfortable knowing that the infrastructure of the Giants with Farhan Zaidi and Gabe Kapler are on the same page, and they've proven to us they can take what is average to above average talent in Major League Baseball and make them elite. Because to lead baseball and to have the best record in the game for as long as they did, that's elite.
Right.
But I would be equally as concerned that a guy who knows how to push the buttons the way Bochy does, that he would be in my division, and the Dodgers are still lurking, and they've got the biggest bankroll of everybody.
See, I think I'm with you there. I would be a little worried, too, because, he wants to stick it to the Giants for saying, you know what, you guys kind of forced me out. Let's be real.
You think that's the rat on the table?
I think that's the rat on the table, as Guru would say. Farhan comes in, gives him his year, his little farewell tour, and if Bochy comes back to San Diego, that tells me that he wasn't ready to hang him up.
That's true.
That tells me that he wanted to sit through a rebuild.
That's true.
That he wanted to be the skipper here in San Francisco for a long, long time. And maybe he may feel like, you know what? Posey, that's my baby. Brandon Belt, Crawford, those are my kids. And you forced me out. So I'm going to stick it to the Giants. Then you got the Dodgers with their payroll. They're not going anywhere. They may lose Corey Seager. Oh, well, we'll just put Trey Turner at shortstop.
Yeah,
That's fine. We still have Mookie Betts. We still have Bellinger, who's had a down year.
Yeah.
You're still rolling. And that's why I think if the Giants, if they flame out in September, Coles, and they play one extra game than, say, the Arizona Diamondbacks for crying out loud, that puts more pressure on the Giants for next season.
A lot of people are saying, the expectations next year, they're expected to compete. They're a year ahead of schedule. No. If you play one extra game than the Diamondbacks this season, the pressure going into next year after a September and what's it, dude, it's going to be bad.
It's even bigger. And Farhan Zaidi has already said, we like this group. We want to keep it together. Well, if this team that's kept together falters in September, how are you going to want to keep it together? How can you sell it to your fan base like, hey, that same crew that gave you such joy that we kind of didn't buy into and then faltered in September and gave you one extra game in October, we're going to keep it together because we think we're on the right page. I don't think that that's the message that this crew wants. I know I get that the difference is Chris Bryant, but it's not like the addition. I thought the addition of Chris Bryant would propel them forward. It's not like it has. I do think that they will sign Chris Bryant. I disagree. I think we have a texter here. I love Boch, but I feel that time has passed him by. By that, do you mean that 707? Do you mean that one guy in the same place for that amount of time, it's time to move on? Or do you mean the game has passed him by? Because I think Boch.
I think he meant the game passed him by.
Ooh,
there was a couple moves where people thought Boch lost his fastball.
Well, that was the narrative surrounding. I was going to call him Tommy La Russa just because of what
Tommy La Russa.
Tommy La Russa.
But Tony La Russa.
Tony Lasorda.
With what he's done with Chicago, I mean, that was the narrative surrounding him, right? It's like the dude he's already a Hall of Famer. Well, the game's passed him by, and
that was a lazy take.
It was a lazy take, but we'll see about the White Sox in the postseason.
Right.
Because if the White Sox lose in the ALDS, then you know what? They did last year, too. Renteria was the manager. They made the playoffs.
Yeah.
White Sox made the playoffs last year. La Russa's there to take them deeper into the playoffs in the American League.
You're right.
And so I think they're winning in spite of La Russa. Like, they got talent in Chicago. That team is loaded.
Other than the Yankees, they're the most loaded team in the American League. Other than the Yankees.
I agree.
They should. And the Rays have been the team that everyone's been chasing.
Yes.
But I would say if you're the White Sox and you don't get to the ALCS, you have failed this year.
You have failed big time.
Yeah, you have absolutely failed. But I will tell you this. I'm only rooting for the Rays in the American League. I mean, I want the A's. If the A's get in there, I want the A's to get in there. A's got some work to do, though. That was a tough loss to Detroit yesterday.
You're up 6-3 against Detroit.
Yep. You can't do that.
Petit gives up a run.
Can't do that.
A.J. Puck gives up a couple. You got to win those games.
He didn't get anybody out. What's A.J. Puck's role on that team?
I don't know. I thought he was the next up-and-comer.
Think
about it. Jarrell Cotton was supposed to be legit.
Yep.
He's now gone. A.J. Puck was supposed to be that dude. He looks shaky.
Yep.
And Luzardo
Yep.
is now in Miami.
Yep.
And I think Luzardo just pitched a shutout the other day where he threw like 6 innings of shutout ball.
But I like Starling Marte.
I do like Marte.
Let me tell you,
Now,
Marte.
you're going to resign Marte?
I don't think so. I think he's going to be wearing another uniform next year.
Orange
I hope
and black?
I'm wrong.
Orange and black?
Oh, look who's twisting the knife now.
I'm not twisting no knife. I'm just saying.
On the green and
look
gold.
Good.
You're twisting the knife on the green and gold.
Look, I asked you if they were going to re-sign Marte. You go, I don't know about that. I'm saying, wow. What are you saying? The Oakland A's are broke? They got money.
You think so? Their owner's trying to sell off part of his earthquake shares.
Oh, my gosh.
No, his MLS team.
Oh, gosh. John Fisher. Just sell the team.
He's going to take the team to Vegas. I mean, you can't have a game with 4,000 fans in the ballpark.
No, you can't.
All right? You can't.
You can't.
You can't have a fight with the city council. Listen, I don't want them to leave. I love the A's. I love 2 teams in my market. I love having a game at home all the time. There's a game that I could potentially go to all the time.
You also love split hats, so I don't know
I love
how
the
much
split
that
hat.
means. What
am I going to do with my split hat?
Yeah, you're going to burn it.
If they leave.
You're going to throw it in the trash can, which is long overdue. I'm sure Mrs. Coles is going to be like, take the heavens. You should have thrown this away 15 years ago. What are you doing? What are you doing? You probably got it for free in Chinatown somewhere.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. My guy Babs has got me a brand new stinking
Babs.
split cap.
Babs is... Save your money, Babs. Save your money, Babs.
My guy Babs is in the 95-7 The Game Hall of Fame of P1s.
Yes, he is.
We got to start doing it every year. We got to have like a around Hall of Fame time.
I like that.
We got to have a 95-7 The Game Hall of Fame of listeners.
Wow.
Like my guy Doobie in Chicago. And Doobie, I'm hoping to come to Chicago in the next 10 days. I might have to let you know, and I'll hook up with you.
Doobie in Chicago.
Yeah. Because I'm hoping to go to here's my deal. My anniversary's coming up. I'm thinking of taking the bride to Chicago, go to Cub game on Friday, go to Notre Dame game on Saturday, come home on Sunday.
That's pretty gangster.
That's not bad, huh?
Go
That's
see
pretty
the
gangster.
0-1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish, huh?
Oh, dang.
Florida State, baby. Here we come. Doak Campbell, Florida State, Notre Dame. We may have to put a little wager on that. A little something.
I'll give you the points. That's a no-brainer.
What is the spread?
That
Notre
doesn't
Dame,
even
what?
matter. I don't even have to look.
Oh.
I don't even have to look.
Early, find out the point spread. We got to get something cracking with that one. So
that's crack-a-lackin'.
Stephen Babs, Hall of Famer. 574. Well, Laurie and Phoenix would be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't know about that. I don't know about.
You know what?
I think you might have to sit it out. I think you might have to sit that out.
She gets a jacket.
No.
My guy Ernie and Concord.
She's no Mariano Rivera, who is unanimous. Rivera was unanimous, wasn't he?
No doubt, unanimous.
No.
Yeah.
She's no Ken Griffey, only getting 99% of the votes.
Laurie's getting 99% of the votes.
No.
Ernie and Concord. Doesn't call, but he's a P1 listener, and he's tweeting all the time.
Gutter trash from the PDF. Maybe we have different categories. Out-of-market P1s? Laurie's in Phoenix. Gutter trash is in Portland.
Yeah.
And the local P1s.
Oh, I like that.
You know, we've got different categories of 95.7 The Game Hall of Fame.
I like that.
Marketing, get on
like
it.
that.
I've just given you a money-making idea. The Friedman's Appliance. I'll call it the Friedman's Appliance 95.7 The Game Listener Hall of Fame.
Hey, Kels. That's not Scrub Saturday material right there.
That is not Scrub Saturday.
That's a guy who wants to roll with the ones.
Exactly.
That's a guy who wants to be in that starting lineup.
I know.
That's a guy who wants to be in prime time, baby.
I'm showing up, showing out. That's what I'm doing, bro.
Download the Odyssey app. Discover hundreds of new exclusive music stations available right now for sports and music fans, by sports and music fans. Check out Tailgate Crashers, crack a cold one, and get game day ready with tunes from all your country faves and new Odyssey exclusive stations on the Odyssey app, brought to you in part by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar. Let's get into some hoops, man. Let's get into some hoops here. Yesterday, we had a lot of fun talking basketball, and I sent out a tweet that really shook up the internet. I just dropped the bomb. I woke up from a nap, goals. Took me a nice 2-hour nap. Baby Chaz went to sleep for 2 hours, right? And I'm like, great. I woke up. She was barely getting up. I'm like, cool. I got my rest. I'm ready to go. Took her on a nice little walk, got some sunshine. And I said, I'm going to fire off a tweet. I'm going to fire off this
What
tweet
kind of
here.
world do we live in where some guy's getting up off his nap, he's taking his beautiful daughter on a walk, and his first thought is, I got to fire off this tweet,
I got to fire off this tweet.
The world needs to know what's going through my mug right now.
The world needs to know. The world needs to know.
Get off the internet.
No, I can't get off the internet. I live on the internet. That's what I do. That's what I do. So we were talking about basketball yesterday, and we're going back and forth about Ben Simmons. So at about 2:27 p.m., Cozy, I said, you know what? I'm going to fire this up.
Oh, my God.
If Clay returns and is playing close to the level he was in 2019, the Warriors, as currently constructed, are a top 4 team in the Western Conference. I don't think they need Ben Simmons to compete and contend in the Western Conference. And 76 retweets later, 1,282 likes later, a slew of quote tweets.
Who is listening to you that they're doing that? I agree, Aaron. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
What brain dead listener is following you enough to retweet that trash?
Hey, I'm telling you, there's over 15,000. There's over 15,000 idiots.
Can't be wrong. 15,000 can't be wrong.
15,000 idiots. They know what time it is.
That's double me.
The voice of reason had to come and chime in because there's a lot of crap floating around here about, trade Wiggins and Wiseman, their first-round picks for Ben Simmons. A guy who won't even shoot in the fourth quarter. Won't even look to shoot a jumper. Then I go on his Instagram, and yesterday he's posting about, he's listening to Drake out of all people. He's listening to Drake, which tells me, that's code for soft. You're listening to Drake in a drop top.
Wow.
In a drop top.
S-O-F-T.
You're in a drop top throwing up peace signs. Then you're posting pictures of shooting fadeaways over Jordan Bell. Jordan Bell. Ben Simmons, keep him away from here. The Warriors will be just okay. They will be A-okay in the Western Conference because you know what, cuz I'm looking at it again. Utah, Mike Conley Jr., want to give him $70 million. He may not be available by the playoffs. He limps to the postseason, all right? Hammies, calves, you name it. He's done. He's cooked, all right? Utah's fraudulent. Denver. Denver is just... Hey, Jokic was the MVP. I get it. But you saw what the Warriors did to him at Chase Center. They had him
when
befuddled.
they didn't care. Denver didn't care about the game.
No, Denver had won like 19-22. 2 of those losses was to the Golden State Warriors. All right? The Warriors got their number. Portland, we know about the Portland Trailblazers. The same team that got swept in the conference finals by Alfonso McKinney and Jordan Bell and Quinn Cook. They're a joke, Coles. The Warriors are going to be fine. They don't need Ben Simmons. I'm tired of hearing about Ben Simmons. Last year was Bradley Beal. The year before was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who's it going to be next year? I don't want Ben Simmons.
This guy is a joke.
And the reason you don't want him is because you know you can't get him, because the Warriors don't have the same luster they did when they got KD. And they're not going to be they're no longer big game hunters. I know you're over there. I know you're over there.
Oh, Cozy.
You're trying to have Joe. You're making sure Joe Lacob is feeling good about his team. So I'm throwing you in the top 4. So then you tell me this. They don't finish top 4? Steve Kerr's got to be out then, right?
No.
Yeah. No. You just told me they're top 4. I'm telling you they're playing worthy.
Look, if Clay is Clay.
They're playing worthy.
If Clay is Clay, they're going to be a top 4. They're going to have home court advantage in at least the first round.
No, I will. Let's mark the tape. Mark the tape. Let's do it.
Write it down. Take a picture.
Now, take a picture.
I want to
and
tweet it out. It's already tweeted out. 95.7 The Game screenshotted it and tweeted out, and then I got more heat. Then I go on Instagram, and it's all over the place. And you know what people are saying? No, Bonte, you're wrong. They're going to be top 2.
Oh, my God. The delusional Dub fan has really come forward to show who they are. Come on, guys. Listen, this ain't that stretch where you're going 3-5 right now. You don't have the talent to match with the Jazz, with the Suns, with the Nugs, with the Lakers. Those 4 teams are better than you for starters.
Nuggets and Jazz are not better than the Warriors.
You're high. You are high. You have come into work.
I'm high off of Timeless.
I'm
high off of Timeless.
Did they have an infused Timeless that has a little, not the CBD?
I needed an extra kick this morning.
Exactly.
Long Giants game, long loss. By the way, thank you 510 for reminding me station identification. That's a P1 right there.
That is a P1.
510.
Possible Hall of Famer.
You are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMC and HD1 San Francisco and Odyssey Station. Look, cousin Nick Friedell is going to join us. And I know he's going to say, you know what, Bonte? That's an excellent point. Clay's Clay.
I don't have to worry about Nick Friedell.
Hey, look, the veteran leadership of Andre Iguodala, Otto Porter Jr., your boy Bia. This team, dude, Coz, they're quietly
Andre
loaded.
Iguodala is not going to play 41 games this year. All right?
Hey,
that's for starters. I like Bia. But Bia can't guard you. And you can't go left.
I can't go right.
You can't go right.
Vern Glenn will prove that.
Exactly.
Mr. Involvement's joined us at 9:20.
Love my guy, Vern. I'm glad we're having him on.
Yeah, he's coming in at 9:20. He's coming in hot.
But he can't do that. And Otto Porter is Kelly Oubre, but he gets hurt more often.
He knows how to cut.
You.
He knows how to move without the basketball.
Guys,
He's played the Princeton offense at Georgetown. He's going to move. He's going to be okay. Our boy Casey Johnson out there in NBC Sports in Chicago. You know about Casey.
I know. I've known him for a long time.
Yeah, you know what he dropped on us? He goes, if Otto Porter Jr. is healthy, this is a great fit for the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
A great fit.
Let's see if he's healthy.
Okay, just so I'll play the other side here, though. What if... Thank you, Coz.
I know. You give me a little low kneel right there.
But what if Clay isn't Clay, though? Like, where are the Warriors then? Because that's such a big if.
That's not a big if.
For 2 years. And if Otto Porter is healthy, which he hasn't been for the entirety of his career.
Top 7 team.
Preach.
Top 7.
Preach.
Top 7.
Lottery.
You guys are forgetting about Jordan Poole getting better. Jordan Poole was balling when he got recalled from the G League. Giving you 15 points a game.
Tell me,
if Clay's not Clay,
Moody's going to get better.
Moody will get better.
He's going to get better in Santa Cruz.
Wiseman.
Moody's going to be all league in Santa Cruz.
Certified G. Sorry, Bonte from the 415. You aren't saying anything we don't already know. So I'm basically being Captain Obvious here by saying they're going to be top 4.
I can't believe what you guys are. I don't know what you know what? I get it. That the stuff is legal in this city. I know. I smell it everywhere I go. You guys are hitting it early this morning. Listen, I can't wait to watch the Warriors because they're entertaining, because they got number 30. He's super cute, and it's awesome. But do not dilute yourself into thinking they're a top 4 team in the Western Conference. They're not they're the 4th best team in their division.
Oh, Cozy.
Okay?
The Sacramento Kings
are the worst team in the division.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot there's 5 teams in the division. The Warriors
Phoenix is better than them.
Yeah,
the
thought it was a
Lakers
4-team division
are better
for a
than
second.
them.
Langford, I thought it was a 4-team.
Because the Kings don't count.
Let's go.
There is technically just 4 in that division.
Let's go to Dirty in San Jose. Dirty. Come on, man. Is Uncle Cole's drunk already?
Guys.
Morning,
Good morning, Coles. Bonte, congrats on the little one.
Thank you.
So, let's kill a combo about anybody coming to the Warriors right now. We got what we need right here. Wiggins is getting better. Curry he left a flame on the end of the season. He left a flame. So we're going to pick that up when we left off. That's all we needed last year. The last 2 games before the playoffs, we shut down the Suns and we shut down the Jazz. I was eating some fish and chips in La Jolla in San Diego. There's a bunch of Lakers fans, a bunch of Lakers jerseys, and they're all just in awe watching Curry go crazy. And Jordan Poole hit a half-court shot. I mean, the guy's going to get better. We got a bunch of guys who are hungry. When you play with Steph and Clay, when you play with both of them on the floor, these people get better. I'm telling you, we create so much more space. There's not going to be a double team or triple team consistently on Curry. He runs like one of the best wide receivers I've ever seen. This guy's got routes. You know what I'm saying? And we're not trading Draymond for nobody, man. I mean, come on. Let's get real here. And the West is deep, but put us anywhere in any spot. I could take the 8 right now, and I'd put my money on it that we'd give it a 7-game series at least. At least. I mean, people need to wake up, man. I'm not being a homer. I'm an obvious basketball fan. I see the Lakers making all these moves. Westbrook's kind of scary, and, it might revive because he's from the hometown and all that. But you know what, bro? We got Wig. We got Poole. We got guys getting better, hungry. I mean, and let me just say this. If Clay comes back 3/4 of what he was, I mean, come on. He don't even need to dribble the ball to score. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Ooh, Dirty. You're making a lot of sense. Rack that call, as Jim Rome would say. That's a hell of a call. Maybe the best call of the week.
How is the roster better now than it was last year?
How is it not?
Tell me how it's better.
How is it not, Coles?
I want to know how the roster's better.
Wiggins' second year, or technically third year, in the system.
Okay.
He played well. He hasn't tapped into his potential.
So now we're
Probably
Andrew Wiggins backers.
Well,
we're Andrew Wiggins
He's going to be the third option.
I know we air the games.
Right.
But we're Andrew, and you and I are double. You and I both work for NBC, and we work for 95.7 The Game.
You better be careful here. You go to John Coles.
So I know we air the games, but and now all of a sudden we're Andrew Wiggins fans.
So, Coles, he proved something to me last year.
Maple Jordan
played all but one game, and they sat him out. Maple Jordan, 2-way Wiggs, all right? Wiseman will be better. And I know the good karma's coming Wiseman's way. He was in the hood yesterday in San Francisco. Potrero Hill taking photos. Just said, you know what? I had to show love to the city. I like that.
Potrero Hill's the hood?
Oh, absolutely.
That's the hood?
Hey, Coles.
Okay.
Coles, you get a hood pass. Take the bins down there. They'll show you love at Potrero Hill.
Dude, I've been to Potrero Hill.
You've probably been to the dog pat side of Potrero Hill.
Isn't that where they actually shot? Remember the movie Pacific Heights? Didn't they shoot it in Potrero Hill?
Maybe. I don't remember Pacific
That was the
Heights.
one with who's the original Batman?
Oh, Adam West?
No,
not Adam West. I don't know.
Michael Keaton? By the way, Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton. Was that the one in Pacific
the later
Heights?
Batman. The later Batman.
Maybe
the Robin knows. Robin in the city. Let's get around here before cousin Nick.
Batman and Robin.
Robin, is Uncle Cole's drunk already? What's going on, Robin?
Oh, no, he's not. Actually, I see the. I hope you can hear me because I'm on the high freeway. But I see the Warriors as a 6th seed. I agree with you, Uncle Coles. At best, a 6th seed. If you look at that roster, first of all, if you don't know who Pookie and them is, that bench, you can explain it to them, Bonte. That bench is still Pookie in them. If you think Jordan Poole is going to take such a great leap forward to take you and do something, he's at the end of the depth chart. You still need depth on that bench. You only Kuminga and Moody, they're rookies. They don't know how to play within the Warriors Warriors system. Everybody's banking on Steph. I can think Steph can play at the same level, but Steph don't want to play at that same level. Clay's not coming back until March. I mean, Wiggins is only going to give you about 20. Is it going to be empty calories? I mean, come on, get real, you guys. We still have a point guard position that's backed up, and all of a sudden we got faith that Wiseman is going to make this great, gigantic leap from that sorry performance last year. There's still a need for that position. I mean, there's still so many flaws on this team.
Robin.
Not this season, but the next one.
Robin,
guys.
Peace out. But Robin, I'm gonna set you straight, Robin, on the other side with Cousin Nick. It's all doom and gloom.
Robin, we apologize.
It's all doom and gloom.
You should have been given more time to speak the truth. You were spitting the truth out, Robin, and thank you very much for that.
I love Robin. But we got to get to Cousin Nick.
I love Robin. Did you hear Robin the night they lost that second play-in game when she was in the liquor store and she was trying to buy her friend some tequila? Dude, I love that. That was one of the. I was listening. I'm a P1 on those. I could not laugh hard enough.
That is a Hall of Famer, Robin.
That is a Hall of Famer.
She's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
An active Hall of Famer.
Don't give me your Lori and Phoenix and your gutter trash in a PDX.
Hey, you better lay off of Lori. She's listening. What's coming up in a game brought to you by Stop the Republican Recall of Governor Newsom. That's a weird one. That's a weird sponsor. All right. Cousin Nick coming up here in the roast.
September 14th is the deadline to protect our communities by voting no on the Republican recall of Governor Newsom. The choice is clear. Protect California. Vote no on the Republican recall. Ad paid for.
come out to play.
I like that.
Dude, that is awesome.
That is awesome. That's an intro for Cousin Nick.
Yep. That's my guy. It's my guy.
That is
Friedell.
our guy. Before we bring in Cousin Nick, I want you to pull up the newest intro, Langford, and I'll read this first, and then we'll play the intro, and we'll see how you like this one, Coles. But first, let's pay the bills. This segment is presented by Golden State Lumber, open from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, with some locations open on Saturday. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com for more information and download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game to get breaking news updates as well as links to the top interviews and best moments on the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. I know we got Cousin Nick waiting on the line. Langford, we got to play that other intro. We got to do it now. We got to do it now. When you find it, let me know. Nick Friedell, he's chilling. He's on his way to Chi-Town. He's going to go check out Syracuse. I forgot Syracuse had a football program. They haven't been relevant in so many years. Here's our intro. That one was back in Chicago. It's pretty damn good. They set a high bar here. Here's our Morning Roast intro for Cousin Nick.
Take you for a ride on a slow boat to Chinatown. Where in the world is
the sexiest voice in all of sports media, Nick Friedell?
Nick has this rugged masculinity that all of us at ESPN are jealous of.
I don't know about friend of the program because I think you're lumping me in with being a friend of Friedell, and I don't want to be associated with all that.
Thank you, Nick, and your voice is very deep and sexy. I have.
What you gonna do, brother? When Mac Jones is coming for you? How would you describe the level of hope that everyone else spoke with yesterday in regards to what James Wiseman brought?
What are they talking about regarding Wiseman and like the impact he can make this season?
Yeah, just how much Kelly, obviously you can't predict the future, and we'll see what happens this summer. But would you be willing to take less money?
Bro, I'm not answering your questions no more. I'm sorry. Next question.
That was a little ruthless right there. The more you listen to it,
that might be better than the theme song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was really well done.
Really?
Yeah.
I know it takes a lot to impress you.
That was
I know
really
it
good.
does. All right.
I know you
the entire
undersold it.
time. Yeah.
But that was really well done.
Undersell, over-deliver, as the great Joe Shasky would say here in the Morning Roast. Let's bring in Nick Friedell, Cousin Nick. Nicky, cousin, we got Uncle Cole's here with me today. What's up, baby?
Guys, I have missed y'all, and I am always amazed every time I've heard that open from Mr. Langford, how much time went into it, and I appreciate it. And, man, it's been a hell of a ride over the last year with some of those clips. Oh, my gosh, that just makes me laugh every time.
Yeah.
Which one you prefer, Cousin Nick? Which intro?
I really, really like Stevens open. I just feel so bad when I hear that clip of me asking Garrett that question. She got so thrown off, and I didn't mean it like that. But it's growing on me every time.
It's awesome. I'll tell you, and I like the one from the old place back in Chicago that you used to work at. I like that intro too. They're both really good.
Well, Coz, the coolest part about that is it was sent in by a listener. I mean, they walked in one day to the email inbox and they're like, "What is this?" And they played it and they're like, "Oh, okay, this could work." And then it stuck for 10 years.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. Good. A listener? I didn't know that.
They still play that for you when you're a guest on there, right? Because I've heard you. I texted you one of the times you were a guest because I was listening to the station at the time, and I think they still play that for you when you come on.
Here and there, when I go on in Chicago, they still run it back. And the funniest part is I'll be at Bulls games back when we could travel and walk around, and somebody would come up to me and be like, "Hey, is the tweed jacket really not fake?" Or like, "You really love Steak and Shake?" I'd be like, "Yes, I really love Steak and Shake. I'll see you there at 2 a.m. You know?
Damn, that sounds pretty good right now. Steak and Shake. I could use some of that right now. Cousin Nick here on the Morning Roast. Let's get into some hoops here. Because Cousin Nick got calls quite a stirring. Uncle Coles thinks I'm drunk, thinks I'm high. But I think what the Warriors currently is constructed, if I know Clay is Clay, if he's, and it's a big if, I get it, 2 major surgeries, a lot of people are freaking out, but I like what I see in the videos. I think Clay can return to form. I think the Warriors are a top 4 team in the Western Conference, and I don't think it's as deep as what people think. I don't think it's Utah, fraudulent. All right? The Jazz are frauds. Denver, going to be without Murray for a long time. Clippers without Kawhi for a long time. Portland, I watched them get swept by Alfonso McKinney and Jordan Bell. I think the Warriors are in a good spot right now. I don't think they need Ben Simmons.
This is how I would answer it, B, because I want to agree that if everything went the Warriors' way this season, Klay comes back as Klay, Steph stays healthy, Draymond is motivated, and looks like the guy who we saw for the last 20 or 30 games. I want to think that in a best-case scenario, they are back in that top 4 somewhere, probably 4 in my mind, 3 or 4 in a best case. The thing I would throw back, playing devil's advocate, is this. As the Warriors are currently constructed right now, today, I don't believe they have a chance to win a title, at least this coming year. And if you acquire Ben Simmons, assuming that the package centered around Wiseman, Wiggins, and a couple future firsts, I think they have a puncher's chance. I think it is possible. So that's where I stand, in that I think they are definitely better if they're healthy, and they are a playoff team, no question, that has a chance to get back to that top 4 threshold. But I don't believe they are a legitimate contender without one more star. And the star who is on the market right now, and they could go get if they wanted to, is Ben Simmons, although I say that having doubts, at least right now, that Simmons and Draymond could work together, because nobody knows where Simmons' confidence is at.
You know, Nick, you started that answer by saying, I want to, and I wanted to jump in and say, keep my credibility. You can be honest. They are not a top 4 team as constructed. You can be honest about it, because they're not a top 4 team as constructed. Utah is not fraudulent. Phoenix is not fraudulent. The Lakers, even though they're old, are still a better constructed roster than what the Golden State Warriors have. You answer me this. Do the Warriors finally realize they're not an elite team anymore, and they're trying to carry the bridge long enough so that the young guys get good and the next faces of the team start to take over?
Because they haven't gotten there yet, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because they still have the hope. And it may be a mirage. We're going to find out here in the next few months. But the hope is that Klay Thompson comes back looking like Klay Thompson, and that he and Steph together with Draymond, with the younger core of this roster, notably James Wiseman taking a step in his second season, can be better. And I've said this now for a few months, and I believe it wholeheartedly, guys. I think that the Warriors' best chance to win a title is actually next year. And that is absolutely contingent on Klay coming back this year, working off all the rust that will be in there, and looking like the player of old. Because then you still have Steph at age 35, who you could say, okay, we're going to make one more run, and we're going to make one more push to try and get somebody else in here. But as you break down every scenario, Coz, I think it is far more likely that the Warriors, at least on how they are now, and if they don't make a move, are more of a 5 through 8 team than a 1 through 4 team. And that's why, like, I know the win totals came out the other day, and I'm looking at all these other teams in the West, and I'm saying, no, because the argument is, does anybody else really scare you? No.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, Nick. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Utah? Come on.
But Utah in the regular season, yeah. I mean, in the playoffs, I don't think anybody could argue anything other than, hey, they get there, and for whatever reason, injury, inexperience, they just haven't found a way. But in the regular season, that team usually, at least in the last couple of years, they roll. Phoenix is coming off a finals appearance. The Lakers are stacked with the 2012 All-Star team. Does it work long-term? We're going to see. But I just don't see, having watched that Warriors team all year last year, when you acknowledge that they're basically running back the same team, and with the hope that Klay is Klay and Wiseman develops, and who knows what happens with Kuminga and Moody at least this coming season, I just don't see that they're going to be that much better than what we saw a year ago.
Nick, we have Nick Friedell here, ESPN, of course, our cousin Nick on the Morning Roast as always. He's going to go check out Syracuse in Ohio. For some reason, I'm looking at the spread here. Syracuse only 1-point favorites against the Ohio Bobcats. What's going on with Syracuse? We'll get to that in a second, though, Nick. If I gave you $100, because the betting odds right now has the Warriors as the favorite to make a deal for Ben Simmons. If I gave you $100, would you bet on the Warriors snagging Ben Simmons? And what do you think the timeline is to bring in a Ben Simmons? Like, what's Philly's timeline?
I would not bet on it. I would not bet on it working, although.
Because you did mention, real quick, sorry to cut you off, Nick, you mentioned that if the Warriors wanted to, they could have Ben. Why wouldn't they want Ben Simmons?
Because they would worry that they're giving up too much to get an asset who nobody's quite sure exactly how that asset will perform. And B, the issue here is that the Warriors, as much as Simmons would help them in various facets of their game, you're not sure if he would fit the style, and you're not sure if he has improved, whether it's confidence-wise, or I know our friend Ray Ratto has mentioned several times that he just feels like there's a stubbornness to Simmons' game. And is he really going to improve as a free throw shooter? Is he really going to improve and take those jumpers with any more consistency than what we've seen to date in Philly? So I'm really uncertain on whether or not they should make that move, given what it would take to make it happen. I just watched Simmons, and I think he is an incredibly talented player, but there is no assurance that he can change what ails him, and he can be that difference maker who's not thinking about going to the line late in games. So as far as that deal goes, I wouldn't put the money down to make it happen, and I'd still be surprised if he landed in Golden State. But I'd add this, B. I think this is why the Warriors are being built the way they are, because you say, whether it's Philly, whether it's another team down the line, hey, we've got Wiseman, we've got these two young players we just drafted, we've got future picks, we've got Wiggins to match in the salaries. So you leave your options open, assuming that next star, whomever it may be, appears on the market and you have the chance to go get him.
All right. Then, you see, I got a lot of bones of contention with both of you guys. I think they're 7 through 10. They're a perfect team for playing. Good luck to them. I hope it all works out for them. That's fantastic. Hey, listen, that's not ripping them. That's just being realistic.
It's not even a drive-by. It's like a pocket check. It's like, yo, give me your lunch money. I'm going to take your lunch money. You're both wrong.
What teams are falling out, Nick? See, that's my issue. What teams are falling out in the West? What teams are the ones that you think the Warriors have gotten better than in this offseason? Because I think the Pelicans are going to be better. Because I think that the Grizzlies are going to be better. But what teams are falling out of the playoff, Chase, that makes you think that the Warriors are going to be moving up?
And Coz, it's a really fair question, because you're looking at, and I'd say with some hesitation, that the Warriors are going to pass Dallas. I didn't like what Dallas did, and they've got that gigantic Porzingis deal that's on the books. I think Portland is a mess, and I'm not sure what's going to happen there, especially with Lillard. But after that, I understand. I mean, I'm struggling there with you, because I don't think they're better than Phoenix. I don't think they're better than the Lakers. I don't think they're better than the Jazz. I'm unsure, at least right now. I know that Kawhi may not play at all, but I still think that Clippers team is solid. And with Denver, with no Murray, does he come back? I think they're still solid. So if I were betting on it, and we were walking in Vegas and we were walking to the window, and you said, okay, you have two choices. They're going to be 1 through 4, or they're going to be somewhere between 5 and 8. I would put a lot of money on somewhere between 5 and 8.
Agreed.
Because I think they're going to jump out of that play-in tournament. I think they'll cross that bridge, but I'm not sure how much higher it would be, given that, again, all three of us and so many out there who are listening to us, we watched that team last season. And when you look at the tweaks to the roster, I think they have improved. But I think the improvement we would see a couple years down the line with Wiseman, Kuminga, Moody. When you look at where Andre Iguodala is at in his career, and I love Andre, but Andre at this stage in his career just is not even close to the same player. And people say, oh, Bielitsa can help. Bielitsa barely played last year in Sacramento, and Otto Porter played like 42 games in 2 years. So if it all came together, and Coz, I know this is the point that you're getting at, if this all came together, I mean, maybe they can be that much better, but that is a lot of question marks for a team that was so reliant on Steph last year who didn't change all that much around him.
Cousin Nick, here on the Morning Roast. Coz.
Speaking truth to power.
Hey.
It's what I do.
Cousin Nick's been wrong. He'll admit he's been wrong about Andrew Wiggins. I love Cousin Nick, but you know, the cousin and uncle sometimes. That's why they're cousin and uncle. Sometimes, you know, they're going to say some things that pick off the immediate
Crazy
family.
uncle.
Crazy uncle.
Crazy uncle's on
crazy
one.
Cousin. Nick, with that, so tell us about this trip real quick before we get you off. You're going to Chicago.
He's a cousin by marriage. It's not blood cousin.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. He's going to Chicago, and he's going to check out a Syracuse football team. Of course, Cousin Nick went to Syracuse. Is it going to a Syracuse-Ohio game? First of all, how far has Syracuse football fallen to open the season up against Ohio University? We're not talking about Ohio State. We're talking about Ohio. Where the hell is Ohio?
Okay, first of all, it's in Athens, Ohio. I don't even know where the hell that is.
It's Greece?
I don't know where it is. How far has Syracuse fallen? They're atrocious. I mean, they are terrible. I think the over-under on win totals, I mean, we're so focused on the Warriors, and if they're going to hit, 49.5, the Syracuse football total for a while was at 3 this year. So that tells you all you need to know about where this season is starting. I think they're at 3.5 now. But a few years ago, one of my closest friends is John Greenberg, who worked with me at ESPN Chicago, and now he works for The Athletic in Chicago. And he was like, look, if and when this game comes to be, we're going, because that is his alma mater, Ohio University. I said, okay. And so the schedule came out, and hey, it's September 4th, and I am headed to Chicago for the night, and then I'm getting on another plane to go to Columbus in the morning and drive an hour and a half to wherever the hell Athens, Ohio is.
Yeah,
so
that's my man.
That's how that happened, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Orangemen find a way, but I am very nervous because they are very bad.
1-point favorites. And I think Frank Solis, the former Nebraska coach, just retired, so he's not coaching Ohio. I could be wrong there, but it should be fun. I'll be looking at that box score. Maybe throw some chicken on that, Coles. Ohio, Syracuse 1-point favorites. You got to be a real degenerate to bet on that football game.
Dude, I'm being told it's a huge party town.
Go, too.
You got to be a real goof to go.
You're loyal. That's what you are, brother.
Right there.
You're a good friend. You're loyal. You're true to your school. That's what I say.
That's right. I love it, Coach. I'm with you.
216 saying Athens is a huge party town.
Yep,
so don't get into
early.
trouble. Don't get in any trouble, Cousin Nick. We need you back here at 95.7 The Game. Safe travels, my man. Thanks for joining us as always. We got to catch up soon.
See you, buddy.
Always, guys. I'll talk to you. Have fun. Have fun watching that box score be.
Oh man, I will be checking it out. I will. You know me well, Cousin Nick. I will be looking at Syracuse and Ohio. I may even throw $5 on there, Cousin Nick.
All right, sounds good. I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Take care,
man.
Nick.
Athens, Ohio. Coles, I feel like you've been there before.
Ohio is a partying state. I love Ohio. I love the Midwest, the Upper Midwest. I love it all. Love it. They're good people there.
There are good people there.
Yep, good people.
Make good movies there.
Do they?
Field of Dreams is good, right?
That's Iowa. Iowa and Ohio are different states.
Oh, I mean, Midwest. I'm saying Midwest.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Midwest.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
There's one good movie in Iowa. There's not a good movie in Indiana.
Oh, you're right. There's a great movie. There's a transformational movie in Indiana. It's called Hoosiers. And it's the greatest basketball movie that's ever been made. It's not even close.
It's not even close to being an
Run the
accurate
picket
take.
fence, Bonte. Don't get caught watching the paint dry.
Hey, Timeless Coffee. Whenever Coles walks into Piedmont Avenue, Timeless Coffee in Oakland, do not spike his drink. Stop doing that to Uncle Cozy Coles. All right, stop dropping the whiskey in his drink. White Men Can't Jump. I was watching White Men Can't Jump a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man.
Dude, you got a Z in your fro. You got a Z in your fro.
I know, dude. Come on. That movie's classic. Hoop Dreams. Oh, Hoop Dreams. Unbelievable. Arthur Adrie. William Gates.
They just started a podcast.
Did they really?
Yeah, they just started it because luckily there aren't enough podcasts out there, so maybe they're going to get a little traction.
Everybody's got a podcast. God. I can't keep up.
I know.
I can't keep up.
Gosh.
Podcasts are taking over, huh? That's what they say?
No.
They're
Terrestrial radio, everybody. That's the place to be.
It is the place to be. Podcast. Everybody's got a podcast. Great. Tune into that one. Lakeford, you got a podcast?
My team's on the floor.
Don't ever
I do. Black Hole Sundays, new episode starting next week. That's the Raider podcast for the Raider fans that are still in the Bay Area. Again, Black Hole Sundays. You can follow me on Twitter at NiceGuySteven to check out new episodes every time they're released.
What's the over-under on wins on my silver and black? Oh, because I'm a fan. They better make the playoffs this year.
I think the line's at 7.5 this season or something like that. Maybe even 8.5.
I was going to say 7.5. I think they get 8 wins, maybe.
Possibly. I don't know. The team's so up and down. They look okay on paper, but going forward, I really don't know.
$10 million a year doesn't get you what you thought it was going to get you.
Wow. I think
500 record there. That ain't cutting it.
My team's on the floor.
3-3.
My team's
in
on the
division.
floor.
Hey, that
you only got 4. You only got 4 out there. My team's on the floor.
Dude, they were down like 30 in that game. Somehow they won a state championship.
Exactly.
They're down 30 with no 3-point line. Come on.
What's the matter with you?
It's one of the great movies. Just take basketball out of it. It's a movie about America is what it is. It's a movie about America.
You know
if you haven't seen Hoosiers, go see it. Thank me tomorrow after you watch it, and you cry tears of joy. I'm just saying, it's the story of America.
Let me tell you something, folks. If you want to take a great nap, or if you want to get a good night's sleep, pop on Hoosiers. You'll fall asleep on it 15 minutes in, and you sleep like a baby. You'll sleep so good.
And that's back when Indiana had an actual state champion, because they had. That's the other cool thing about it. In Indiana, it used to be where all the schools got into the tournament and played for one championship, not your class quad A, your 3A, your 2A, your 1A, your small school, your large school, your open division, your closed division. That's trash. Little tiny school in Hoosiers beats big powerhouse in Indianapolis, baby. That's the truth.
Your coaching days are over.
Again, folks, if you want to take a great nap, I'm talking about a great nap, pop on Hoosiers. Watching paint dry will bring you more joy than watching Hoosiers. I'm telling you.
Basketball the way it should be played.
Movie. It's the most overrated movie possibly of all time.
You are so wrong.
If there's a top 5 overrated movies, Hoosiers will be somewhere in that top 5.
You are so wrong.
I ain't no gizzard.
Like the Warriors will be top 4 in the West, Hoosiers will be top 5 in that poll for most overrated movies. All right? Come on, Jimmy Chitwood. Those ankles. Come on.
Telling you.
Come on. Hawaiian Breakfast on Twitch. By the way, Twitch brought to you by Xfinity. They're rolling right now. They're loving Uncle Cole's. But they also said
Twitch.
Hawaiian Breakfast also said he doesn't have a VCR, so he can't watch Hoosiers. Oh, rim shot. Dun-dun-dun. We need reel-to-reel. You need the reel-to-reel machine.
Wait, I actually have a DVD player that that I tried to play DVD. It's so old, it can't read the DVD. That's how old my DVD player is.
Does it have an HDMI cord? Because everything you need an HDMI cord.
Yes, it does need that.
You know what I will say about the DVD player?
Yeah.
I am sad because my DVD collection was A1.
Was it really?
Oh, it was A1. The Godfather trilogy in that nice black box.
Yep.
I had all the entourages.
That's a good
series.
You know what?
The Sopranos.
I should go through my stuff. I bet I got a bunch of great stuff that you can't watch
anymore.
anymore.
Can't even watch it. The DVD player.
Does Best Buy even sell a DVD player? Don't you think? Like, someone should just sell a basic DVD player.
Nobody's going to buy it.
I would. You would. You made one.
I gave away my DVDs.
Did you? Dang.
I gave them all away.
Dang, you could have had a garage sale, dog. You could have made a bucket DVD.
Well, what ticks me off now too about the DVDs is that The Godfather. I've been looking to watch The Godfather, and you got to pay for it everywhere. You got to pay for it on Hulu. You got to pay for it on Prime Video. You got to pay for it everywhere. I just want to watch The Godfather.
Yeah.
Why can't I watch The Godfather for free? The movie's been out for 50 years. I got to pay $4 and I only get 48 hours to watch it. That movie's 3 hours long.
It'll be on a cable channel sometime soon. You just have to sit through the commercials.
You just have to sit there for 5 hours in order to watch the entire movie. I miss the special features, though, on DVDs.
Remember those?
Yeah.
That was a cool, that was a selling
need
point.
to add that to the streaming services.
They do.
Add the special features.
They do.
Hey, keep that idea to yourself, bruh. Then we start our own streaming service. That's where we get you.
I got plenty.
You got plenty?
I got plenty.
That's just a tease?
Movie theater popcorn holders. Don't tell anybody.
Wow.
That's next level.
Because everyone's dying to get back into a closed, contained space next to everybody.
Give it a year.
In the Bay Area.
Give it a year.
This place is super hype. You go down to the rest of the other parts of America, you could do that. You could do that. But right here, we're a little hypersensitive to it. That's fine.
They've got a cool drive-in in Concord and San Jose. Went to a drive-in down there, old school drive-in.
I love drive-ins.
They got one in Concord.
Well, I've been.
Yeah, you've been.
I've taken the daughters there.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That is a great one. If you can get away, as long as you don't get sniped on your drive-in.
Well, in Concord,
it's a little tight.
Somebody's trying to.
It's a little tough up there.
Tough up there in Concord.
Telling you,
it's a little hood in Concord.
Well, there's a part of Concord. You kind of got to drive through a part of Concord where you're like, hey, ladies,
roll up the windows,
duck and cover,
lock the doors,
duck and cover.
Come on, man. We're talking about Concord, man. We're talking about East Oakland.
Girls, get in the back.
Come on, man.
Get in the back. Put this blanket over the top of you. Daddy will drive you through this mess in a second.
415. Bonte only cries at Too Fast, Too Furious movies. Paul Walker, man, rest in peace. 510. Rather watch Blue Chips than Hoosiers. Blue Chips.
So
Great
wrong.
Movie.
So wrong.
Great movie.
As dumb a movie as you're going to find.
Great movie. Nice guy. I work at Steven. I'm still in your DVD extra ideas, bro. Doobie in Chicago. I didn't know you worked at Disney. Wow. Unbelievable.
Disney Doobie.
Disney Doobie. All right, we had Cousin Nick on about 10 minutes ago, and then we went down a rabbit hole of DVDs and stuff. And let's get back on Ben Simmons.
Yeah, let's. Here's the deal.
Doesn't think it's going to happen.
Here's the deal. He doesn't think it's going to happen. You know what? I think here's how we interpret the quiet. The quiet is one of two things. The quiet is the Sixers let it be known he can be had, and now they're working to get it done because their general manager is an Inspector Gadget. Remember when he was when Daryl Morey was down in Houston and he was making moves all the time, and he's making the big move.
Right.
So he's quietly in the laboratory hooking up a 7-team deal with 28 players involved. It's going to meet the cap. Something's percolating, or this. The league figured out he ain't worth it. The league figured out the baggage that comes with the guy ain't worth it. All right? I think the Golden State Warriors are as smart an organization at getting guys as there is in the NBA. I think they take a hard pass. I think they look at him as a frail, partial star in the game. And I think yesterday, Howard Eskin was a lot right.
Wow.
With what a fraud the guy can be on the floor.
He said it was a joke.
Yep.
He said it was an absolute joke.
This guy is a joke.
He said the most overrated player in Philadelphia sports history.
And you know what?
That's strong.
That is strong. I mean, I got to be honest. I was in Philly for a couple years, and I'll tell you, that is a tough town. They can batter you. They can shame you. But to call him the biggest fraud in Philly sports history, man, that's
strong.
That's a tough audience.
Who would even be in the running for that?
A fraud and a stiff and a phony.
Wow. Wow.
I think Carson Wentz is in that list.
Carson Wentz has to be in that list for quitting and saying, I don't want to compete for my job. That's weak. That's SOFT. That's orange slices and Capri Suns.
Can I play something from Howard Eskin yesterday? Because he said something about Ben Simmons and the assist numbers, because Simmons averages 8 assists a game, and some consider him not to be like one of the best passers in basketball, but they consider him to be pretty damn good at it. So here's what Howard Eskin had to say, and it kind of reminds me of Draymond Green.
Here's why he gets assists. First of all, he's not even close to one of the best passers in the NBA. Not even close. What he does is he drives to the basket. If he knows he's going to possibly get fouled, he kicks it back out. It's the softest assist I've ever seen. Kicks it back out to a player beyond the three-point line. If he makes it, he gets an assist. That's because he doesn't want to go to the foul line. He's got, and I've talked to stat people, he's got basically the softest assists for a guy that averages, 8 assists a game? Right. He's got the softest assists in the NBA. You want him? You got him. Take him, please.
But that's the way of the NBA now,
exactly,
with how guys get assists. And I love that when he said, I talked to my stat guy. My stat guy says he has the softest assist in the league. No stats involved in it. Just says, the softest assist in the NBA.
I know. When he was giving that answer, I thought, Steve Nash made a career out of doing that like 15 years ago, and it just keeps happening. That's how guys get assists now.
Right. Westbrook waits till the shot clock gets under 5, and he's
Exactly.
like, "Oh, I don't have a shot. Let me pass it to somebody. Make it. Oh, unless you know I have a triple-double." All right, come on, man.
Wow, killing Russell Westbrook on that drive-by that came out of nowhere.
You know, and I feel bad because Darrell Wright, I work with him, and he's best friends with Russell Westbrook. I shouldn't be doing that. D. Wright, I love you, man. I love you. I love you. Westbrook and I have a little bit of history.
Well,
a little bit of history.
I'll tell you, here's the issue. As talented as he is, what is this now? 4 teams in 4 years?
I know.
Is it him or is it the organization he's been? Is he always on a bad organization?
No.
I mean, he wanted to be in Oklahoma City for his entire career. So I give him all the credit in the world for saying, I want to finish my career with them. When KD left, they had to make a calculated decision. How do we move forward? All right, they went to Russell Westbrook and they said, listen, it's best if we start from scratch.
Yep.
We're going to move you, but we're going to put you in a position to win a crown.
And he tried in Houston, but
Exactly.
it wasn't his fault.
Exactly.
James Harden flamed out in Houston.
Exactly.
I'll give Westbrook credit for that.
Yep.
James Harden was the problem in Houston.
Totally agree.
He goes to Washington. Look, they made a run. They got to the playoffs.
They got to the playoffs.
I've actually been impressed with Westbrook the last couple of seasons, to be honest with you. I wasn't in OKC, but the last couple of years, I respected Russell Westbrook. Big time respect.
You know, I listen, a guy averages a triple-double the way he did. I mean, that's, you're talking about one of the best of all time.
Something's cooking back here. Something's cooking with Langford.
Yeah, you ever heard this exchange with Bonte and Russell Westbrook before it goes?
Oh, no.
Let's hear it.
Little post-game action?
Let's hear it.
You think it was intentional? Did you see it? What it look like?
No.
What it look like? Did anybody touch him? Yes or no?
I didn't see the replay yet.
Oh, you didn't see it? But why you asking about something you didn't see?
I just saw it live.
Well, then, if you didn't see it, don't ask me a question. Don't ask me dumb questions. Obviously, it was intentional. So don't ask me, was it intentional? Nobody touched me, fell over my leg, tried to hurt me, But hey, that's how I go.
So was it a dumb question or not? Because he eventually answered the question. Right? Like, you're in the right. You're just asking a fair question.
I got to go see the replay.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I got rattled because he was wearing his pink chinchilla and some flowered jorts.
I would
mean,
say
it was a lot of
probably
tension.
That's the part of his game that I'm not on.
Yeah,
I'm not on the wearing the yellow workman's vest to the game.
He took like 50 minutes to talk to us. They got blown out. I forgot he got into it with Zaza. I'm watching Steph Curry run up the floor and drain a 3, and so he gave me the side eye the whole time. He was just that was a lesson. I got humbled that day. Let's go to Philly Steve. Let's move off of that. Philly Steve wants to talk Ben Simmons. Philly Steve out of Berkeley. What's up, man?
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good.
So I think that, listen, I love Howard Eskin. He's the realest, man. I know you guys have had him on before. I listen to you guys in the morning. Where's Kate Scott, by the way? Where's she at?
Kate Scott's doing a lot of play-by-play, Steve. So she'll be around. She won't be on the morning roast too much, but she'll be around. She's doing a lot of play-by-play. College football this Saturday. Texas Tech and Houston.
Okay.
She'll be on the call. So.
All right, Bonte, you're doing all right.
Thank you.
So listen, so yeah, I think Ben's going to go to the Clippers, and I think Rhonda is going to tutor him a little bit. I don't see Ben being I see him being a role player, in a couple of years, coming off the bench, defensive situations, because he's not going to change. He'll shoot threes on Instagram and he'll do that for the videos, but I don't think he's going to shoot at all. So that's my take on Ben.
All right,
Yeah.
I disagree with you.
Yeah,
He
for
will not
$29
be.
million a year, he ain't a role
No,
player.
it's not 29, Coles. It's going to be at 34, then 36. And in his last year, he's going to be making $40 million a season. Nobody's bringing $40 million off the bench. $40 million bench play.
Then
$40
that crib he
million
bought
bench
is
player.
too small. He should have bought a bigger crib. He's making that kind of Skrilla.
Why is the off-the-court stuff just it's so high on the list of arguments as to why people don't want Ben Simmons? It's like, these dudes are athletes who are getting paid millions of dollars. He's not the only guy who's spitting game off the court. Sure, it may be, with someone you may not like, but still, other athletes still do all this stuff all the time.
Yeah, nah, it's a joke that we focus on him. Oh, he's dating a Kardashian. He could date whoever the hell he wants. You see who he's dating now?
No.
Go check to see who he's dating now.
I don't
Langford
look.
put him, don't look.
Don't look, Coach.
Because I'm true to the game.
True to the game.
I care about the game.
Yes.
The 94 by 50 piece
Thank
of
you.
plywood.
Thank you,
I don't
Coles.
care what you're doing off the court. Play the game.
There
win.
you go. There you go.
But I think the league is figuring out you can't win with this guy.
So why trade for him?
Don't.
Exactly. And you're going to be good as is if
And,
you're the Warriors.
and when you're in the play-in game, you hope that Steph gets hot.
You'll be top 4. You'll be resting.
Bonte, the only reason I'm not betting with you is because I don't want to take more of your money. That's the only reason I'm not saying, Bonte, let's make a bet. Let's make a bet. Because I don't want to, you know what? I can afford lunch. I don't need to win a lunch from you. I can afford dinner. I don't need you paying for my dinner. You got a baby to feed. You got another mouth to feed. I can't steal from you when you come up with horrific I'm in Joe Lacob's pocket take. That is, I work for 95.7 A Game and NBC Sports Bay Area. The Warriors are a top 4 team. And if they don't make top 4, oh no, you can't fire Steve Kerr. Excuse me, I got to go mow Steve Kerr's lawn now. I'll be back after this on the Morning Roast.
Hey, Bob Myers, did you enjoy the coffee yesterday?
Yeah, exactly. Was it hot enough for you, sir? More cream?
888-957-9570. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Cozy, we'll figure out a bet. We'll figure out something. Okay. Notre Dame's going down on Sunday at Florida State.
That
the Warriors will be a top 4 team in the Western Conference.
That ain't gonna happen.
957-9570. We can ask Chris Mad Dog Russo how he feels about the Warriors. He has takes on hoops, and he has takes on the Giants. We'll get back into the Giants here because they are struggling. 4 in a row they've lost. They're now a half game behind the Dodgers. Let's get into that here on the Roast on 95.7 The Game.
Don't miss a second of Damon, Ratto, and Kolsky.
Tevin in Oakland on 95.7 The Game. Hey, Tevin.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, baby. Welcome to the 8 o'clock hour. Uncle Cole's, Tokyo Jim Colesmore in the building for the Butcher.
Bringing it.
We'll let the audience decide. Layford on the ones and twos. Curly somewhere around here. Curly's been on cruise control. He's living that life. We've made this show so easy for him. So easy.
Stealing money.
Stealing.
Going to the mailbox with a ski mask and a gun.
Just call him Timothy Mozgov of the 95.7 Game crew. He is stealing.
Timothy Mozgov could play. I'd sign him on the Warriors right now.
$64 million, stole money from the Lakers. Ski mask Hall of Famer.
I'm just picturing Curly robbing a bank now and going up to the bank teller and, how you doing, my man? Can I have your money?
No problem.
No problem. Thanks, my man. Thanks, man. Have a good day.
No,
awesome.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. I just need $100,000 out to teller. I need $100,000 from the back.
Doing that deal all day, Joe.
Mad Dog Russo going to join us at 8:15. Chris Mad Dog Russo, of course, the Sirius XM Radio, Mad Dog Radio Network. Also catch him on High Heat on MLB Network. We'll talk some Giants in just a second here as they lose to the Brewers 5-2 last night. And that call, Kruko and Fleming were right. That was a strike. It was a bad call. But it didn't burn the Giants. It didn't burn the Giants at all. They didn't give up a run after that. They had already given up the go-ahead run. 3-2. They commit 3 errors. 3 errors yesterday against the Brew Crew. They've lost 4 in a row, and they're 4 for the last 40 with runners in scoring position. 4 for the last 40. That's right, folks. They scored 5 runs in the last 36 innings, and they are leaking oil coals because they're now. You woke up yesterday. You started the show by saying the sky is falling.
Yep.
And last night, as I'm watching that game, and the Giants are gonna, they're sitting there, and they're losing, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, Uncle Coles was right.
Yep.
The sky is falling. But I woke up this morning positive, saying, look, you're only a half game out. You're not in first place for the first time since April 25th. That's right, April 25th. But you got to win today.
10:13 p.m., Bonte Hill. The sky is falling. That's a direct text to the crew. The sky is falling. That is a text from my man, Bontizzle. Bontizzle, you finally got it right. Chicken Little Radio has come. And it's time for Giant fan to maybe be a little concerned about what's going on. Now, I know you're going to get into the one-game playoff.
Wait, can you explain Chicken Little Radio?
Chicken Little, the sky is falling. The Chicken Little is the one who said the sky is falling, the sky is falling. And so we call it Chicken Little Radio. So you're yelling about the sky falling, and it is falling in a smaller version. Listen, the last The last 4 days have been abysmal. You can go back to the last 6 days when it started with the Braves. Have been a bit. Everything after the Mets series has been trash.
And even the Mets series, they were struggling to scratch runs.
But they swept them.
They swept them.
All right. But then after that, they go to the Braves. They lose 2 or 3. They're getting beat up by Milwaukee. And they are staring at the Dodgers and 3 bona fide horses.
Wow.
So it's not getting any easier, which puts so much more emphasis on today's game. And we've heard everything from Kapler needs to get angry and turn over the dinner table to to you can't make errors and make mistakes and you can't give the other team extra runs. We get that. Logan Webb, put on the big boy pants and show everyone that you mean business, that you're not just early in your career and teams haven't figured you out yet, that you're the real deal. It's on Logan Webb today to go 7 and to get this team deep into the game.
Got to.
Hand it over to the pen, get your final 6 outs, go home with a win, and bring on the Dodgers.
No, when I think about the 49ers, Coles, and I think about week 1 against Detroit, that's a trap game. It's a trap game.
What is the matter with you?
Week 2.
They're 3-0, and we haven't even played a snap yet.
Week 2, it's the gotta-have-a game against Philadelphia. Where today for the Giants, it's a gotta-have-a game.
Week 2 is your take. That's the second week take that you've given me. Go ahead.
Hey, look. Today, Logan Webb on the bump at 12:45 at Oracle Park. You got to have it today. Yep. You're going to have to play through Angel Hernandez behind the dish. You're going to have to play through Buster Posey being on the bench, getting a day off. You got to have this game because Brew Crew fan is going into Oracle Park with the broom in his backpack. You cannot let them bring out the dustpans, Coles, and sweep you. You got to go into that series tomorrow against the Dodgers. At least tied for the lead in the National League West. You got to go in that series tied because if you get swept by the Brew Crew and you see Urias and you see Scherzer and you see Buehler, and it could be an 0-7 road homestand. It could be an 0-7 homestand. And all of a sudden you're leaking oil going to Coors Field. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. You got to get a win today. And you got to hit when runners are scoring position.
Well, you
it's time.
You do. But the other thing you do if you're the Giants, and I don't care if you have to start to manufacture and act like it's 1956, but you've got to score early to give your pitcher a little breathing room.
Doubt. No doubt.
You have not done that at all in this stretch. In fact, you've done the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Within 2 innings, you're already down a crooked number.
Well, think about it, Coles. Yesterday, you give up 2 runs in the second inning, at the top of the second, after having runners on first and second with 1 out in the first inning. And that's something the Giants have done all season long is they've set the tone in the first inning. I was looking at some stats going into the Atlanta series where they were one of the best teams in the majors, a top 5 team in the majors in scoring runs in the first inning. They were scoring like at least 0.75 runs in the first inning per game. You know what I'm saying? Which is really good at baseball because you can go through a lot of first innings where you throw up a 0.
Sure.
But they were always setting the tone. Well, the Brew Crew's coming in to Oracle Park. Monday, what happened? 1-0 right off the bat. Oh, Tuesday, 2-0 right off the rip. And then yesterday in the top of the second, oh, you're not going to score the bottom of the first? You know what? We know we got struck out in the first inning. We know Gosman struck out the side in the top of the first. We're going to come back, take this momentum from your double play that your boy Buster Posey hit, and we're going to score in the top of the second. And that's what they did yesterday. So you're right, Coles. You got to score right out. You got to score right away.
You got to get in there and listen. And I don't care if you scratch across, whether it's Belt trying to bunt like he tried to bunt the other day, which was just a bad decision. But if someone's trying to bunt, you got to get a guy over.
Yeah.
You've got to put something on the board just to be a tone setter. So that's one of the keys to me.
Yep.
The other one is Logan Webb has to pitch like he's been pitching recently because I think Gosman pitched well yesterday, I'm not down on Gosman. I know he struggled somewhat, but I'm not down on Gosman. Logan Webb at this point of the year, if you are in the wild card, this is the tough thing if you're Gabe Kapler. If you look at how to set up your rotation for the final week of the season, are you setting it up so that Logan Webb can pitch in the wild card, or setting it up so that he pitches in the final weekend, so that you're going to have home field at that. If you're in it to win the division,
right?
If you're close enough to the Dodgers to win the division, are you pitching? You're setting your pitching staff up to win the weekend. You probably are. And then you might end up with Johnny Cueto starting in the game. You might end up, if it's Gosman, the odd man out, that's great. In fact, I'm going to see if we projected it out. Give me a second. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out, Coles, there, because I'm looking at Logan Webb splits. And look, he has been the stopper. He has been the ace. July, ERA at 2. His ERA was at 2
in the month of July. 18 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts. Opponents batted 185 against him. In the month of August, the dog days, baby, when guys are tired or fatigued, shoulders hurting, arms hurting, elbows sore. 1.41 ERA, a perfect 4-0 in 6 starts in the month of August. He has been the stopper. He has been lights out. He's coming off a shutout in Atlanta, Coles. This is the guy that you give the ball to and say, Logan, youngster, you pitched well in big games. You pitched well against the Dodgers. We know you're only 24 years old. We know it's September. We need you today. So I'm with you on that key. I'm with you on the scoring early because you felt yesterday in game. Hunter Strickland, we didn't even talk about. Hunter Strickland all of a sudden is on like his 8th team or something. I didn't even know he was on the Brewers.
I didn't know he was in Major League Baseball.
I know. I heard Langford coming in on the pregame show. I didn't even know he was on the Brewers.
I had no idea.
Last time I checked, he was on the Angels. Remember he pitched against the Giants? He was an Angel.
I didn't even know that. I thought he was on the Mariners the last time I saw him. I had no idea where he was.
I think we've seen him with 3 different jerseys this season. No joke. And Hunter Strickland goes in there and cruises through 2 innings, Coles. Cruises through 2 innings. And I'm like, oh, boy, there's trouble. If Hunter Strickland is not giving you 1, but 2. Brew Crew said, Hunter, go get us 2 innings. And Hunter threw up 2 zeros. Got 6 outs. That's when you knew it was trouble for the Giants. Even though Buster Posey tied the game a little later with a great at-bat, I still felt a little weary about it. I still felt a little like, you know what? The deeper this game goes that it's tied, advantage Brewers because they had the better bullpen.
And it's funny, I'm the opposite because on that same at-bat you're talking about with Buster Posey where I thought he got fooled on a kind of an excuse-me swing, but it dribbles up the right side for a single that drives in a run, and I'm thinking, you know what? It's that type of mistake hit that's a line drive in the box scores, but if you're watching it, you know that it's an excuse me, I didn't know what I was doing on that one. And we all get fooled. I'm not ripping Buster. I'm just saying, sometimes the pitcher wins the battle, but you end up winning the war by getting the hit. And Buster got the hit in that case. I thought that's the type of bleeder that can set teams in the right lane. And I thought at that point the Giants were going to come back and get the victory, but it just didn't work out for them. And I've really quickly done a cursory look at the rotation.
This is skill right here.
If Webb goes every 5th game, his final regular season start is set up for Thursday, September 30th at home against Arizona. The weekend set, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with San Diego. He would not be scheduled to go, which would allow him to be available to start the game that would be a play-in game, or the play-in game of essentially in Major League Baseball. So Webb's last start, if he goes every 5th game, Thursday, September 30 against Arizona at home, he's not going to pitch the San Diego series. He would be available to start in the wild card game at home. Right now, if the question is, if you still are in breathing distance of the Dodgers, are you setting Webb up to pitch against San Diego? Are you reworking your pitching rotation to get him available for the Padres or not?
You know what, Kozer? Depending on where you're at in the standings, if they're up maybe a game or 2 on the Dodgers, I'm pushing Logan Webb back, and I'm making sure he's pitching against the Padres.
Okay.
I'm making sure he's pitching against Tatis Jr., Machado, Hosmer, Will Myers. I'm making sure that he's pitching against those guys. I'm pushing because I should be able to get past the Diamondbacks with the bullpen game or something. That should be a game that Johnny Cueto makes his last start possibly as a Giant. Like, think about it. He may be making his last start as a Giant. Cueto, go beat the Diamondbacks. I can't have Cueto going against the Padres. Cueto, go beat the Diamondbacks. Alex Wood, go beat the Diamondbacks. Depending on where you're at in the standings,
you
hear what I'm saying, Coles? But you're right. Like, if it's a wild card game, you may have to burn Logan Webb. Or do you trust Gausman? Do you trust him?
I trust Gausman. I do. I trust Gausman. I like Webb. Those are one of those 2 guys had better get the start. And don't bullpen me. Don't opener me. Don't overthink it. Yeah. The A's have overthought it year in and year out, and it breaks my heart every time. The A's knew they should have started Mike Fiers. They knew they should have started somebody. Yeah.
You can't go Liam Hendricks at Yankee Stadium.
You can't do that. All right? And I think they overthought it. Didn't they have Sean Manaea start a game?
Yeah.
And he was coming back from arm injury.
And he gave up a leadoff homer against Tampa Bay.
Don't overthink it. You got guys who have been getting it done. Anyway. We've got it.
We got Mad Dog Russo.
Let's do
Chris
it.
Mad Dog Russo. I love Mad Dog Russo, host of High Heat on the MLB Network, of course, the Mad Dog Radio Network on Sirius XM. He joined us a few weeks ago. And look, we love his passion about the game of baseball. Maybe we'll get to some hoops with Mad Dog as well. I'm going to ask him a Warriors-related question. But right now, Mad Dog, good morning. The sky seems to be falling out here in San Francisco. We woke up this morning, and for the first time since April 25th, the Giants aren't in first place. They've lost 4 in a row. They've scored 5 runs in the last 36 innings. They're 4 for the last 40 with runners in scoring position. And outside of Logan Webb, I don't know who you can trust in this rotation. Dodgers are coming. Russo, am I freaking out, or should we take a deep breath here and say, hey, look, the season isn't lost yet. We shouldn't be panicking yet in San Francisco? And I thought we had Russo there.
You blew him away.
I blew him away. I blew him away.
They're having some heavy rains back in the East Coast. He
There has.
might be in a boat right now.
Yeah, hopefully everybody's safe out there in the East Coast, man. I saw that yesterday. People in the Bronx, saw dudes delivering Uber Eats in the Bronx. In the flood, I mean, Hurricane Ida has done some serious damage. So hopefully everybody in Louisiana, where it's a hit, New Jersey.
Yep.
I saw the subways.
They said 7 inches of rain in Central Park.
Oh, my gosh.
7 inches of rain in Central Park.
That's insane.
Yep.
That's insane. So we'll work on the phone lines here with Mad Dog Russo here in a second here. But I don't think the sky's falling. I woke up this morning. I know what did I text you that? 10:13?
10:13 last night.
Wow.
The sky is falling.
I should have been in bed.
I
should have been in bed.
I was. I read it this morning.
I should have been in bed. Sky's falling. But I woke up this morning, and I said, you know what? It's not time to panic. Mad Dog. Let's get Mad Dog back here. Mad Dog, of course, hosts of High Heat on MLB Network, Sirius XM Radio, the Mad Dog Radio Network. Chris, Giants 4 for 40 in the last 4 for 40 in the last 4 games when it comes to runners or scoring position. They scored 5 runs in the last 36 innings. I don't know who they could trust outside of Logan Webb. Are you panicked right now as a Giants fan? Should Giants fans be panicking after not being in first place this morning for the first time since April 25th? And good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Sorry about the phone connections. A lot of bad weather in the Northeast here.
Yeah, stay safe out there, Mad Dog. Stay safe.
Yeah, a lot of rain and winds. The Giants situation, again, the Dodgers are a relentless team. The Dodgers have brilliant pitching. The Dodgers, are very depth-oriented, so if they have injuries, they bounce back. This is going to be tough for the Giants. I thought maybe they would have been better off holding Webb until tomorrow night. As it turns out, with these 3 straight losses, they need a game in a worse way, so let him pitch today. And I heard you there a little while ago, let Webb pitch the wild card game if they're in that situation. I don't trust Gaussman. The Reds can hit if it's Cincinnati. Let Webb pitch the game. As far as this weekend is concerned and today, the Giants, literally need to win the series against L.A. over the weekend. If they are out of first place by Monday and the Dodgers even lead by a game, you got to give the Dodgers a huge advantage. The Giants' schedule is a little tricky. They got 2 trips to Colorado. That won't be easy. The Braves at home won't be easy. They got to play the Padres 3 times. Won't be easy. So, it's going to – I also think it's much more important for the Giants to win the division than it is for the Dodgers. I think when you've been in first place all year long like the Giants have been, and you've been come out of nowhere all year long, I think you got to win the division. I think the Dodgers could go deep into the playoffs out of the wild card slot. I don't think the Giants could. So I think from a divisional standpoint, more important that the Giants win it than L.A. How's that?
That's a good one. I'll tell you, Buster's the face of the franchise, but he looks like he's leaking some oil right now. He looks gassed, very tired. Can you afford to rest him, even though they don't have a day off until September the 9th?
Good question. You know the ins and outs of that better than I do. Following them 3,000 miles away, you're going to have to probably give him a day off this weekend, maybe play him at first base against Urisis there on Saturday. I guess you can do that because, you don't play Belt in that spot. I would think you'd give him a little day off. He's not going to catch 3 days in a row. We know that. I thought the Dodgers might hold Scherzer back until tomorrow night. They pitched him last night. They have 2 of their big 3 going. The Giants need to get out of this weekend and win the series. That's what it comes down to. They had a little margin for error if they're up by a couple of games, and they were not. If they lost the series, they'd still be in first place. I think the Giants need to be in first place by Monday, and if they are, they got a good chance to hang on. If they're not, I think the Dodgers will win the division and the Giants will be in that wild card game. But whatever you do in that wild card game, make sure Webb pitches. I don't want Gausman anywhere near that game. Make sure Webb, if you're a Giant fan, you want Webb going. You worry about the divisional series when you get there. You got to get there first. Let Webb pitch. If they're in this situation, they may not be. But if they are, Webb pitches October 6th. I think that's the date. Maybe it's the 7th against the wild card team in San Francisco.
Boy, Logan Webb, 1.41 ERA in the month of August. He's been lights out. He's been the Giants' best pitcher since the 1st of July. There's no doubt about that. Chris Mad Dog Russo here on the Morning Roast with Coles at Bonds Hand 95.7 a game. We're talking Giants baseball here. Another guy who's struggling all of a sudden is Brandon Crawford. He looks tired as well, and they can't bench this guy. But all of a sudden, you see some of these older players like Longoria, like Buster. Wilmer Flores yesterday left the game with left hamstring tightness. This team looks tired here. What can Kapler do to kind of infuse? He talked about maybe having a better sense of urgency right now. I think they're playing intense. It's just they're not playing clean baseball. What can Kapler do to shake things up here to try to get a win? You cannot get swept, Mad Dog, by the Brewers here in a 4-game series.
You need to win the game today, no question about it. I agree with you on that. The thing I would say about that, you got to give Milwaukee credit here. You're pitching Woodruff and you're pitching Burns the first 2 games of the series. Atlanta had been playing well. That was a hard series. I saw the games, every pitch. The Giants did not play well against the Mets.
Yep. No doubt.
They are very lucky they got out of that series. They did not play well against the Mets. Somehow they swept because the Mets can't hit. But they did not play well there. But I agree with you. Today's the game they got to have. They got to build a little momentum going into that L.A. series. The Dodgers are just, again, they got a lot of guys. They got a lot of stars. They can platoon Bellinger, not miss a beat. They have 3 huge starters. They get Kershaw back eventually. Not that he's the Kershaw of old, but he's a hell of a 4th starter. You got Ursus, and you got Scherzer, and you got Buehler. The Giants don't have a guy as good as those 3. So that makes it tricky. But I agree with you. You have to win the game today, gain a little confidence, and then hopefully somehow, some way win 2 out of 3 this week. And that's asking a lot. Win that first game because I don't like the Giants matchup Saturday and Sunday, and they never beat Buehler. So win that first game. That first game on Friday night is important. Price will pitch it. Crawford, again, the lineup scenario, you guys know better than me. You're watching him every pitch, every game. West Coast, I'm not doing that. So you got a better feel of that much more than I. And I'll watch the Dodger games. But as far as, this week and, Atlanta, I did not see a ton. So you guys are going to have to do that's your call with the lineup and rest and all that. I'm just looking at big picture. And big picture is Giants on Monday must be, I think, in first place by a game.
All right,
that means win today and beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3. If they do that, up a game with about 24, 25 left, I think they can hang on.
I agree with you on that one. All right, Dog, so I'm going to give you a big picture question because here's a narrative that's been running around the Bay Area for the last 12 hours since they lost last night. It's been a heck of a year. It's a year we didn't expect them to be this good. Even if they just get to the wild card game and lose, it's still a successful year. How successful would this year be if the Giants only play 163 games this year?
Yeah, see, I look at that I looked at it a couple different ways. No question about it. If the Giants go out there, before the year started, if I told you they'd be where they are right now and in a wild card game, you would have run for it and signed up in 5 seconds. I totally agree with that. The converse of that is the Giants, I've been in first place for 3.5 months.
Right.
So if I told you that the Giants blew the pennant not blow it, but got tracked down in September and lost, and then turned around and lost, 7-4 to the Reds on a Wednesday night on October 6th. You cannot sit there and tell me the next day we had a hell of a season. That doesn't work. If you tell me that you won the wild card game and you lost a heartbreaker to the Dodgers in 5 games, you can live with that. I know it's the Dodgers. I know, God forbid, losing to them. I get it. But if I told you that was the result, you'd have to take that if you're a Giant fan. You got to be fair.
Yeah.
Now, if you lose the wild card game and don't even get to that divisional series, then you know what? It's a disaster.
Yeah.
But I can't sit there and say it's a successful year with where they were if they only play one extra game. I can't say that.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That's a loser mentality that some of this fan base has. Is saying, hey, we're playing with house money. The goalposts changed what you made the Chris Bryant move. The Chris Bryant move basically told me you're all in on the season and you're trying to go for it. You cannot lose the wild card game and play one more game than, say, the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm with you there, Mad Dog. Real quick, because I want to get you, safe and sound. I know things are going on out there in the East Coast. What's going on with the Mets situation? I know Javi Baez apologized. Francisco Lindor apologized. The whole thumbs down celebration. First of all, Javi Baez, in my opinion, he hasn't been there long enough to pull something like that. And Francisco Lindor doesn't look like a guy who's going to handle New York very well. What's your take? You're out there on the East Coast. You watch the Mets. What's going on out there? Oh, man, I thought we lost Mad Dog Russo.
I'm right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you good. I did lose you for a sec. Listen, the Mets situation, now their GM, of course, their acting GM gets caught drunk driving, so he's out. I don't know what they're going to do with Alderson. I wouldn't be shocked if they made a run at David Stearns, the Milwaukee GM, at the end of the year. I know he's not. This is just me talking, and certainly Theo Epstein. I could see that. As far as the ball club is concerned, the biggest issue is really the biggest issue is not Baez. He's out. Baez is not going to be Met next year. He's finished. He sealed his fate. He's out. The bigger problem the Mets have is Lindor. Lindor has had a terrible season. He has done nothing. He did a stupid explanation about some dopey raccoon when him and McNeil were having a fight about 3 months ago, which went over like a lead balloon in New York City. That's two. And then he got wrapped up with this thumbs down thing, a premeditated scenario which began on August 6th. So, and, he wanted Baez in here, their best of buddies. So, Lindor's contract extension does not even begin until the next year. So he'd be the guy I'd be most worried about with the Mets. They're liable to play a little better now. Braves have a tough schedule. Mets play the Marlins, Washington a lot. So the Mets are liable to, get a little closer. But the Mets, there's no leadership on the team. They don't have a veteran guy there who's going to say, guys, this is not a good idea. DeGrom, their personality's been out since July. Conforto, who's been there the longest, can't hit. Alonso's only been there a couple of years, and he's a goofball. So as a result of that, they don't have anybody to sort of set the tempo, and Lindor doesn't know anything about New York. So from that standpoint, when you basically wag the middle finger at a Met fan who's supposed to pay a fortune to go to the games and get 5 games under 500, and you're coming off a scenario where you couldn't beat the Dodgers and the Giants, that doesn't look good. So and then throwing the GM there a couple nights ago in White Plains at 4:13 in the morning, half asleep at his wheel. I mean, the Mets are a mess. Now the thing the Mets have is they have a lot of money, and the owner's a big fan, and they will spend money. But the Mets right now are a mess. They've underachieved, and they're certainly not winning the division.
No doubt about that. Hey, Mad Dog, get somewhere safe. We know things are tight up in the East Coast, so we do thank you for joining us. Stay safe, you and your family and everybody out there in the New York City, New Jersey area, man. Mad Dog, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see what the Giants can do over the next 4. One against the Brewers. They got to win this one with Logan Webb on the mound, and they've got to somehow, some way win a series against the Dodgers over the weekend. Mad Dog, take care.
Good job. Thanks for having me, guys. Stay safe. Thanks very much.
You're the best. We'll see you on MLB Network.
Chris Mad Dog Russo, host of High Heat on MLB Network. Of course, Sirius XM, the Mad Dog Radio Network. And a big takeaway for me, Coles, in what he said there is the Giants have to be in first place come Monday morning. When we come in here, Labor Day starts, we'll be off. I think you'll be working.
I'm here.
Working 10
I'm part of a 10-day,
days.
exactly.
I mean, you're on a 10-day contract.
I'm on the bender.
You're
Exactly.
on a 10-day.
I'm on my 10-day. It could only be one. Could only be one 10-day, but I'm on a 10-day.
You're on a 10-day.
And Monday is my 10th day.
10-day. When you come in and crack the airwaves and you crack the microphone, Giants have to be in first place?
And be in first place going to Colorado for a day game.
Whew.
Let me tell you this.
That's not easy.
It's not. But if you look at the season and the way they've played, and you consider that this is only their second 4-game losing streak all year, why can't you wrap your head around they win today? That's doable. Why can't you think they can take 2 or 3 from the Los Angeles Dodgers? What makes you think they can't? I thought coming out of the All-Star break, the Dodgers were going to flex all over the Giants. Giants were going to go down there and wet themselves, and they didn't.
They didn't.
They went down there and took it to the Dodgers. Why should it be any different that they do it this time? Who knows if Scherzer's going to be able to go on Sunday?
I guess they're not going to go with. He said he left the game with a hamstring injury.
Well, look at that. Now, he said he had the tightness, and I also saw where he said he thinks he can make his next start. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. Why don't you think they can win today and then win 2 of 3 from the Los Angeles Dodgers? They've done it a couple of times already.
The Friday night game, they've won 3 or 4 twice down to Dodger Stadium. All right, they won the last series at Oracle Park against the Dodgers. Remember the first series of the season against the Dodgers? They got swept at home. DeSclafani's on the mound Friday against David Price. David Price has not been good. So Scherzer will not be in the series.
Didn't even know David Price still wants to pitch. I thought he was taking it all the time off.
No, he wants to pitch, and he hasn't been pitching well. But he's pitching Friday night. I'm actually going to be at that game Friday night. I'm looking forward to that one.
You going to leave in the 6th? Are you going to get there in the 2nd, leave in the 6th? It's a Dodger game.
Dude, come on, baby. First, I get there early. I get there about 6:30. Make sure I got the brew, got the nachos. I may go crab sandwich.
Dang, you're making some bank.
I'm doing Friday night.
I sneak it in.
Hey, Lakeup's signing the checks, right?
I was just going to say.
Hey, Lakeup don't have me out there looking broke.
You go up and order your Guinness, you go put it on Lakeup's tab. That's what you do?
Put it on Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe's tab.
Uncle Joe.
Joey Lightyears. Hey,
Joey Lightyears.
Wow. Joey Lightyears.
Joey Lightyears. It's on him. All right? Walker Buehler Sunday is going to be tough. Sunday night baseball, 4 p.m. It's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough one.
It is.
The shadows.
It is. That's true.
You may be able to win the first 2 games here against the Dodgers. But you got to win today, Coles. It starts today.
It does.
You cannot limp into that Dodgers series on a 5-game series. Scott, 5-game losing streak, excuse me. Getting swept in a 4-gamer at home, it's not a good look going into the Dodgers series.
It's absolutely not a good look.
And I think I agree with Mad Dog. Monday, going to Colorado. Labor Day. You got to be in first place, Coles. You got to be in first place come Monday.
All right. So now that we know, everyone's on the same page. And I thought his answer was interesting about, hey, you have this year, it's unexpected, but you lose in that play-in game. Is it a successful year or not?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
I'm glad Mad Dog said that. It's not.
Let's be honest about it. We would walk away disappointed. We will walk away like, what did I just go through? You teased me and teased me and teased me, and you didn't please me in the end.
No, you didn't.
And that's sad.
You got Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky the Butcher going to bed at 10:30 at night, knowing damn well they got to be on the airways at 6 in the morning. 162. You got Langford, nice guy, sitting up late, and he's got to be in here doing a show at 5 in the morning. You got John Curley waking up at 3 in the morning, writing rundowns and booking guests. It's not fair. And you're going to come out here and tease us for a 1-game wild card and say, hey, it's okay. We weren't expected to do anything. It's a house money year. No, it ain't. It ain't a house money year. I don't want to hear that anymore. I'm tired of hearing, hey, I'm just happy that the Giants made the season entertaining. I'm just happy we had fun. Hey, Sally and Marin, I'm sorry to tell you, I ain't happy about it. All right? Pete and Danville, I ain't happy about it.
I agree.
All right? Mike and SF. Diamond, who's making deliveries with Uber Eats.
Totally
Bagel
agree.
Gate. Hey, Diamond, I ain't happy about it. Sorry. You got to win the division, and you got to make a run.
I love this angle that you're taking right now is, hey, Giants, do it for the morning guys at 95.7 the game.
I'm being selfish.
You better win just so they have something to talk about the next day, something positive to talk about, instead of starting our mornings off with negativity.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. And by the way, Shasky, he didn't. I don't know if he texted you back. I didn't get an all caps text, but I got this from Shasky at about 8:04.
Oh, boy.
He's on vacation. He says, I'm not going to lie. I'm dying to be on air. I'm a nutbag. Miss you, homie. And he's got a selfie with the beautiful Michelle, his wife, and the 2 dogs, Alien and Leo. He's dying to be on air. Well, you know what, Joe Shasky the Butcher? Because I know you're listening. You're a P1 Hall of Famer as well. I know you're listening right now. I am glad you're not on air right now. It's good that we got Uncle Coles in the building to just kind of level us out here. Because if Shasky was here, the sky would be falling. It would be doom and gloom.
That's true.
It would be all caps radio.
I mean, come on, smile, people.
It would be all caps radio. There would be no, come on, let's smile, people.
No.
Unless, you know what? It could very well be that on Tuesday when you guys come together, Shasky takes that entire, you know what? It's a season I didn't expect. This is a fun season for me. I had a good time with it.
Take him out! Kels, do you really believe there's a Shasky within himself that says, you know what? I'm happy. It's been entertaining. We're all good.
Come on, doggy. He could fool everybody. He could fool everybody and come in here and say, you know what? What a ride. I didn't see this ride. I thought we were going to win. I thought we were going to win 72 games. Instead, we're going to win 90 games. Look how happy I am. I think that could be the Shasky that shows up on Tuesday. I'm just telling you.
The chance of that, Langford, is there any? Come on, even Curly's back there. He even looked up. I haven't seen Curly all day. Curly even leaned his seat back and said, "Come on, Coles. Coles, are you the drunk one?"
If they're 2.5 back on Tuesday morning, he may charge in on Langford's show. He might get here at 5 to crack the microphone
and
get the extra hour in.
That game Monday's at 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
Whoever's in at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Could be Dan Devone, Shamari Block.
Yeah.
Could be the block is hot.
The block is hot.
Shasky's calling 5 minutes into that show to get a takeoff.
There's no question. There's no question.
I watched the guy. So check this out real quick. We're going to get to Benji and Gilroy in just a second. So we go see Trey Lance light it up at practice, right? We put out the video, and we'll get to Trey Lance in a second. You know we will.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Yeah, we will.
There was something huge, huge on television I want everyone to hear.
Yeah, the washed-up Mel Kiper Jr. says something ridiculous. Look. We're at practice watching Trey Lance, and we do the video. Shout out to Debbie, the security guard. We shot her down in the video. Got to shout out Debbie. She's down there at Levi's. We go down there. She goes, I love 95.7 The Game. You guys are rolling. Shout out to Debbie. So, Shasky, we're in the car, and I'm like, man, I'm surprised nobody from 95.7 The Game's hit us up to do a hit, right? I park my car. I drop them off. I park my car. I go in the house. Whitey Gleason and Shamari Block's on the airways.
Love it.
I pop on the Odyssey app. And Shasky's on the air, just like that. Shasky literally texts the producer, hey, you know, guys, I was down at the practice. You may want to get me on. And I hear Shasky ripping it. I said, the guy couldn't even wait for Monday morning. I literally chopped him off, and 15 minutes later, I pop on the Odyssey app, and he's on the airwaves.
Why does he even need Twitter? He can just, any time of day, wherever he is, he just calls in 95.7 The Game.
He just calls.
We are rolling deep.
All right, so who? Just calls, goes.
Sprinkle me, man.
So if they're 2.5 back on Tuesday, Shasky's in here. I may get 2 words in on the show.
It's going to be epic.
I might as well call in sick that day.
You're stealing money. Just show up. You'll be stealing money. Don't waste a sick day on that. You're going to come in here, and he is going to be nonstop, and you're just going to throw the brakes, and he's going to keep going.
So the worst that could happen toward the end of this weekend, by the time you're coming around on Monday after they play this 3-game set with the Dodgers, if they get swept, they'll be 3 games back in the National League West. Wow. Is there any chance? Because the Dodgers have the day off today, so if if the Brewers end up winning, then they'll gain a half a game, and then after that, it'll be 4 games back. It'll be 4 games back if they get swept from the Dodgers. I mean, is that where you're just all right? I'm done. We're paying attention to Cincinnati, San Diego, Philadelphia.
Oh, that's a great question.
All these teams who are in the wild card.
You know
right
what?
now.
I'm taking the next 3 weeks off of baseball and wake me up wild card and let me know if they're playing Cincinnati or San Diego.
Wow, what a non-fan you are. Dodgers are
22-6.
Wow, what a non-fan.
Dodgers are 22-6 since the start of August. They had a stretch of 22 games in 23 days and went 18-4.
Mark this part of the show.
All right.
Bonte admits he's not really a Giants fan.
No. I would.
Wow.
But seriously,
Wake me up in 3 weeks.
If they're 3 games back, 4 games back by Tuesday, I'm watching the game, but there's no intensity. There's no stress levels. I'm just going through the motions. I'm going through the motions the next 3 weeks with the Giants if they're 4 games back by the time we get back here Tuesday.
If you go through the motions and the Giants go through the motions, you are going to play 163. Because Joey Votto's going to come in here and hit a couple of bangers.
Wow.
Super bangers.
Castellanos.
And then he's going to walk to the plate with some Blackpink music playing or BTS, and he's going to have a super banger into the right into the bay.
Sonny Gray Day? It's going to be Sonny Gray at Castillo.
Sonny Gray coming in here.
Back in the bay. Shutting it down.
Hey, you know what? That's a good point. Langford, if they're down 3, what would it be? 2.5 or 3 next week?
It could be 4 if they get swept by the Dodgers and they end up losing to the Brewers today.
Okay, let's say they're down 4. Starting next week, you've got to, every morning, you've got to do a wild card update, music behind it. Give me highlights of the Reds game. Give me highlights of the Padres game. You got to.
That's just what we're going to have to be paying attention to now. It's like the Dodgers aren't even a thought. It's just there's no chance.
Have a guest on from Cincinnati to talk about the Reds. Have a guest on from San Diego to talk about the Padres. That's what I would
Tony
be doing.
Gwynn Jr. We'll get Tony Gwynn Jr. on here. He'll be doing hits every single day.
Exactly.
Every single day. I'm telling you, if the Giants end up in a wild card and lose, this season's a disappointment. It's a flat-out disappointment.
Yep.
Ain't no waking up a month from when the season's of, oh, you know what? 2021 was a fun ride. They were in first place for 3.5. When do we start giving out trophies for being in first place on September 1st? When did that start happening? All right, when did we start giving away ribbons for being in first place for 128 straight days? When did they start doing that? Huh? If they lose the wild card game, Uncle Coles, it's a disappointment. I don't want to hear when we get to spring training next season in 2022, we get to spring training saying, 2021 was a fun ride. They were playing with house money. You know what I'm going to remember? They were in first place September 1st, and they blew it.
510, bandwagon Bonte. That's sad, bro.
Oh, I'm watching every game.
That Trey Area shirt you had on, we're going to make one bandwagon Bonte. And we're going to have Bonte, just a picture of Bonte. Bandwagon.
Wow, watching every game.
How creative of you.
Who's in first place? He's got a hat. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be one of those scratch and sniff hats or something. It's going to be, or the hat changes colors like with the team that he's following now. Because his team's a wild card team. Whoop, he's going to 49ers. None of the 49ers. Whoop, they're going to start losing. Oh, here come the Warriors.
I'm glad you added on to that because at first it was just a shirt with Bonte's face on it with no additions. And it's just, what is that going to do?
It's going to be a hot seller.
Hey, 49ers, you want to start 0-4? Well, you know what? The Warriors start playing October 19th.
Exactly.
See ya. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's what I'm going to say. The Giant Coles, seriously, they lose the wild card game and they're 4 back on Tuesday. The season's a disappointment. And you know what may happen, too? You may lose Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant may say,
wow,
we're a lot farther away than we thought they were.
Wow.
I'm going down to Southern California to go play with the Angels, Dodgers, or Padres.
I need to call a therapist right now.
You do.
I need a sports psychologist.
Because you know what?
Do that.
That's what would happen if the Giants flame out here. I'm telling you. 888-957-9570. You want to talk about Trey Area, what we just saw on ESPN? Let's talk about Trey Area.
We're going to talk about Trey Lance and what was said by one of the foremost thinkers in the NFL and evaluators of talent in the NFL in a game called One Word to Describe. That's what we've got for you when we continue.
All right, that's coming up on the game brought to you by Stop the Republican Recall of Governor Newsom.
September 14th is the deadline to protect our communities by voting no on the Republican recall of Governor Newsom. The choice is clear. Protect California. Vote no on the Republican recall. Ad paid for by Stop the Republican.
They go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Heard you're buying a car. I brought my calculator.
Dad, I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly, instead of all that.
You know those things impact your credit score.
Didn't impact my credit score, Dad. Now I'm going to the dealership for a test drive and to make the purchase.
Sounds too easy.
No, it's just easy. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/AutoNavigator.
Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
The National First Responder Stair Climb is back. Climb, walk, run, swim, or cycle to raise funds for first responders suffering from post-traumatic stress injury. To register for the climb or to donate, go to nfrf.org/stairclimb.
Now, back to the Morning Roast, presented by Timeless Coffee with Bonte and Shasky.
Come a little closer 'cause you look thirsty. I'ma make it better, slip it like a
super banger.
This is a super banger.
That's a super banger.
Bring me some Blackpink any day of the week.
I thought this was Pink Floyd. Money. That's what I want. Money.
That's fine. I'll take a little of that, but get on the bandwagon, baby. Stop listening to that trash you listen to. Start getting into the K-pop. That's where the world is moving, baby.
Coles, I got to put you on Kendrick Lamar, a little Dom Kennedy, a little Nipsey.
Please.
Come on, man. A little 40 water
thanks.
in there.
Get in 8. It's 2021.
Old school Wiz Khalifa. Hopes and Dreams. You know, come on, baby. Larry June.
No.
Come on, Coles.
No.
I'll have you looking right in that Benz.
All I know is Butcher has put together the best Bay Area rapper list of anyone at this station.
Oh, his rapper list is fraudulent.
No.
It's terrible.
No. His is by far better than any of you guys.
No, it's not.
And he is the whitest guy at this station.
That's what makes it more embarrassing. He has Mac Dre as the GOAT in the Bay Area. Mac Dre's not the GOAT. Mac Dre's a very good rapper. E40 and Too Short are the GOATs. All right? Dipped in sauce. All right. No. Mac Dre may be dipped in sauce, but 40 Watt and Too Short have been doing it too long. They were selling tapes out their trunks, and they're still doing it in 2021.
Sorry. Hammer's the original selling it out of the trunk guy. Hammer's the original marketer, the original spitting rhymes, the original guy who pushed all the record executives away and said, I do that out of my trunk, yo.
Butcher's list is so bad. It's so bad. It's not even funny. It's so bad.
All right.
It's so bad. Andre Nicotine is number 2 on his list.
It's bad. It's bad. You have given me nothing.
No. Andre Nicotine, just the fact that Mac Dre is his GOAT. Mac Dre, matter of fact, is his best rapper of all time. Like, just skip over Jay-Z, skip over Biggie, skip over Tupac.
You could skip over those, yes.
No, you can't. Come on. I love Mac Dre.
Unfortunately, we got to skip over R. Kelly now.
Dude, I'm not even going to touch that. Mac Dre.
He did.
Mac Dre is not the GOAT here in the Bay Area. And I don't hate Mac Dre. I don't.
Okay.
But he's not better than E40. Come on, when Mac,
I love E. Don't get me wrong.
When 40 Water comes with the line, Cole, saying, I don't need no money. I got mouthpiece. I don't need no iron. My pants already creased. Mic drop. Game over. Mic drop. Game over. And don't even get me started on Too Short. You can't recite Too Short lyrics on these airwaves, unfortunately. But Too Short is great.
All righty, if you say so. I'm just looking up some of my favorite lyrics. Best E40 songs of all time.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Let's goes in for Butcher. Just stir the pot. Knowing that my Bay Area list is the best.
How does it feel to have the whitest guy at this station have the best rapper list? How does that feel to you? Let's get Goo on.
Goo's list is awful. You know, Goo has Drake as the best rapper of all time. That tells you everything you need to know about Daryl the Guru Johnson. Daryl the Guru Johnson, the Cowboy Pirate Laker fan, thinks Drake is the greatest rapper of all time. That's all you need to know about Guru.
I'm a snob.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you need to know.
Wait a minute.
It's IDK.
Wait, give me IDK. Give me Goo's rap that he did a couple of years ago that you had to re-edit.
It was great.
He was freestyling.
It was free. I was there when he did it.
He was freestyling.
I was there. Goo Goo Gaga.
Exactly.
Kiddo like a niner.
Gaga Goo Goo.
Gaga Goo Goo.
George Kiddo.
Yeah, not that one.
Give me some time.
Okay, we'll get some time. We'll get some time.
We'll get into that.
See, whenever we talk rap, and look, 650, Butcher Boy's rapper list is worse than Curly and his top shelf Bud Light take. Those are facts, as Guru would say. Those are facts.
Stop the Jay-Z talk, Bonte. Hell no. Thank you, 415.
Jay-Z's top 3. And it ain't 3.
No, he ain't.
And it ain't 3.
He ain't.
He may be number 2 now, behind Tupac. Jay-Z's that good.
What about Snoop?
Snoop's top 20. His best album was his first album. His first album was his best album. And I love Uncle Snoop. I do. I love Uncle Snoop. But his first album was his best album. He's never quite touched Doggy Style.
Oh, man. Okay. All right.
I mean, Eminem, top 20. I'll give him that with his lyrics. But here's Guru's rap. Maybe the best freestyle. No, we haven't found it yet. We got the Bia rap. We got the Ying Yang Twins rap. We got a few raps here. Langford had a freestyle, too.
There's a lot that I got to pull up here.
Yeah.
Right? I got to search through some stuff. I got to talk to some people. I got to get some signatures in order to pull this stuff up. Just give me a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Signatures.
I mean, this is ridiculous. 510, Jay-Z is trash. That's a trash take, 510.
Anyway, we're talking Trey Lance, and I'm getting beat up on Twitter for this, Coles.
You should.
My boy Jimmy up in Seattle saying, "Don't you dare diss K-pop."
Thank you, Jimmy.
You don't want
Thank
the
you.
BTS smoke. What's BTS? Hashtag BTS.
You don't want that smoke.
What's the BTS?
It's not behind the scenes. It's a special phrase in Korean, but I'm just telling you, BTS is the biggest band on the planet. You can take the top 3 rappers going today. They don't match BTS. They don't match Blackpink. They don't match Seven.
Wow.
They don't match K-pop. K-pop rules the world.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow. I don't even know what K-pop is.
Get to know, that's what I mean. You're out of touch.
I will say this. Coase is not wrong. Like that video that I just played to Ice Cream, the music video, it already has over 600 million views, and it got posted on August 27th, so it's been 5 days.
So people click on it for 2 seconds and get off of it, it counts as a view.
That's 600 million times? Dude, the only thing that beats it is another Korean thing, Gangnam Style, right?
Oh, my
Give me a little of that. Give me a little Gangnam Style.
Oh, please.
Give me a little of the
I got
original
Guru.
K-pop.
Are you ready for Guru? I got the signatures.
give me the goo.
I got the appropriate. I got the appropriate notification. Are we ready?
Did you beep out?
10 to 2 every day, 4 times 5. You got 20. Barry Sanders. I'm in and out of lanes like 880 to 580. I'm from the Bay Area. 957 the game is where you catch me. Fetch me, no dog, but still I got pets. Man's best friend. Steiny, Bonte, climb the hill. Niners, New York, New Jersey. Problem with the turf for what it's worth. Walgreens was the store when I was young. Like Steven, believing I can rap off the top of my dome. Call me Kyle, mask on, mask off. Get it? COVID-19, but 21 ways like Deion Sanders. Congratulations to my boy Bonte Hill, about to be a papa. Gaga goo goo, know what I mean, baby girl. Family growing, I'm flowing. Matt Steinmetz knowing. Shout out to Dan Dibley, Damon Bruce. Can't forget about Ray Ratto and the rest of the team. Low Neal, a Charger from Diego, but I'm from Union City. We call it the you know. Do you know that I can keep flowing, blowing like the wind in, spending all my money, paycheck to paycheck, but I'm still trying to stack my chips like casino. Where's Ginger? Call me De Niro. Get it? De Niro, Robert, Bob, however you want to fisk it, biscuit, bacon, like breakfast.
That is top 5 all-time Bay Area freestyling.
That was not bad.
That was not bad at all.
He had another one, too, where he said, kiddo like a niner. That was another one that he had. Where Langford, pull yours up. Because Langford had a good one. It was only about 4 bars, but it was pretty epic. It was epic. But that was Daryl the Guru Johnson with the flow of the year. I'll give him. He's the flow of the year.
Who were you with in Toronto when you were up there doing shows in Toronto?
I was with Mr. Fab.
Fab's got to be someone on. That's top
Fab's
producer
top 5.
ever.
Top 5, top 7 in the Bay. Because I got San Quinn, the mighty San Quinn, Frisco legend. He's in there.
Fab
RBL
is awesome.
Posse. Fab is great. Shout out to Fab. He's saying that the Warriors should maybe make a move for Ben Simmons.
Really?
Mr. Fab's on that train. Dope Era Store. You got to get you some gear from the Dope Era Store. Mr. Fab. So, I mean, look, everybody goes crazy on the text line. Everybody goes crazy. 510, Larry Jude's overrated. Come on, relax. Relax a little bit. Relax a little bit. I got to get into K-pop, though, huh?
So I was interviewing Mr. Fab. On Sports Talk Live.
Oh.
And so I do my whole intro, and he's sitting next to me. I turn to him, I go, so Fab, I'm ghost riding a whip. And he just looks at me like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
So it was a good interview. He's a good
Kels,
man.
you ain't never ghost rided the Mercedes
Fab,
Benz.
I'm ghost riding a whip. And it occurs to me. I just kind of dropped it in there.
Download the Odyssey app to listen to this ridiculousness. Discover hundreds of new exclusive music stations available right now for sports and music fans, by sports and music fans. Music. That's why we're talking music. Come on, Matt Dehiga. Don't come barging in here saying talk some sports. Check out Troy Hughes Stadium Anthems. Get amped for the big game with the best tracks from rock and more. The new Odyssey exclusive stations on the Odyssey app. Brought to you in part by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar. And download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game to get breaking news updates as well as links to the top interviews and best moments in the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. You want to get to Trey Lance?
I'm ready for this because it's about time we got into some serious discussion. Now, to review for everybody.
Yes, review it, please.
Yesterday we had one of the smartest analysts of college and pro football at the Entertainment Sports Programming Network.
Yep.
Booger McFarland.
Yep, no doubt.
And I did not ask a question. Bonte comes right out of the gate, jumps the gate, right? Almost like they had to double. You know, like when you're in the Olympics 100 meter and you hear the pistol goes off and then a pistol again.
It was a false start.
There's a false start. You were like so out quick about Trey Lance and
Trey
is he
Area.
ready? Trey Area and Booger. When is he going to start? And should he be starting? And when is he going to be the guy who leads the 49ers? And Booger, pause. He's not ready. He's not ready to start.
Well, here's the sound.
He's not ready to play.
Here's the sound.
Give it to me.
He's not ready. And, that may come as a shock to a lot of people. But, when you look at the quarterback, don't just look at the 80-yard throw or look at the touchdown run. Look at the total package. And what I see is a quarterback that still hasn't understood just yet how to put touch on the football. I see a quarterback that takes a lot of sacks. I see a quarterback that's throwing some balls that should have been picked off. And so he's still learning, and that's to be expected. The guy hadn't played but one game in a year plus. So he's coming along, and Kyle is bringing him along at the exact level he needs to. He'll have a package for him, and he'll play, but Jimmy should be the starter, and Trey should kind of be where he is, just continue learning with a limited role.
All right, so that was after we heard Phil Simms, one of the best analysts of the pro game.
Yeah.
What did he tell you guys?
He said, I don't know what game you're watching.
Okay.
I don't know what game you're watching.
Maybe we're watching different games.
He needs to take some velocity off the football because these wide receivers, their fingers hurt. They can't catch them. The ball's coming out too hot.
Well,
we need
let's put some context to it, though, because you opened up the Phil Simms interview by saying Trey Lance looks like a 3-year vet.
I did say that.
And then Simms did. Simms was out on that.
He's steamrolling you. Steven is just steamrolling you right now.
However, though, Simms was out on
Boys
that.
in the hood.
However, later on in the interview, maybe 5-6 minutes later, Joe asked him if he'd be opposed to starting Trey Lance in week 1, and he said, no, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
So he contradicted himself.
So he didn't say, he's saying that he didn't look like a 3-year veteran. However, he wouldn't be opposed to starting him against the Lions in week 1. That's what he said.
What do you think about that, Coles?
He said, I don't know what game you're watching, is what he said.
Yeah, but he also said he wouldn't be opposed to starting him week 1.
Today, the best analyst of the draft, Mel Kiper Jr. was on Get Up this morning.
Mel Kiper Jr. hasn't had a mock draft,
Mel
right?
Kiper Jr. They put all the young quarterbacks up there. Give me one-word description of this quarterback. And they had the Fields kid from the Chicago Bears, and they had the Zach Wilson from the Jets. And they come to Trey Lance. One-word description for Trey Lance. Are you ready for this word?
What was the word?
Developmental. Developmental.
Oh.
You gave up 3 first-round picks for a developmental quarterback.
Well,
who in the hell is Mel Kiper, in a way?
Yeah, exactly. Mel Kiper is like 15 years past his prime.
Oh, my God.
He's just on ESPN. Is like, how they kept Chris Berman around forever? And I love Chris Berman. Back. NFL primetime, loved it. But Chris Berman, he was probably 10 years past his prime when he finally got the cut.
No.
Mel Kiper Jr. and Todd McShay, nobody watches that draft coverage anymore. We watch NFL Network. We want to listen to Charles Davis. Mike Mayock, hurry up and get fired by the Raiders so you can get back on the draft coverage. I mean, come on. Mel Kiper Jr. doesn't know what he's watching.
Everybody goes to Mel Kiper Jr.
To laugh.
when they want to know what is going to happen in the draft.
Todd.
Exactly. And he said he is a developmental quarterback. What does that tell you as a 49er fan? Are you starting to get a little nervous about a guy? Listen, I hope he's the best quarterback in the draft. He's clearly the 5th best quarterback in the draft right now. That's clear. And he got hurt. And they're trying to gimmick plays for him right now. I'm getting more worried the more they analyze quarterbacks on all these shows, NFL Network, ESPN, the more nervous I get that I gave up 3 first-round picks.
The fact that Mel Kiper Jr. said that makes me really excited about Trey Lance. Whenever Mel Kiper says something, I said, okay, cool, I can bet the other way. Whenever Mel Kiper Jr. says something, I could just go the other way. His mock drafts have been a mess. He might as well get one of your daughters to do the mock drafts for Mel Kiper Jr. I mean, it's like when's the last time you think Mel Kiper Jr. has watched college football or broke down film? I mean,
every day of his life.
He is stealing money at this point from ESPN. He is stealing money. And he's been stealing money since 2000. I mean, this guy's been awful.
No, this guy, listen, we all go to him. We all use him as the main reason that we follow the draft. We all use his mock draft to figure out what's next. Every time he redoes a mock draft, we're on top of it.
No.
This guy is saying your quarterback is developmental.
Well, let's ask Robin San Bruno if he agrees
right, let's do it.
with Mel Kiper Jr. Rob, you're on 95.7 The Game. Good morning.
Good morning. Man, let's stop this nonsense right now. Man, Lance got to be the perfect quarterback to get the start. Get out of here. Jimmy G been in the league 8-9 years. He still make rookie mistakes. No rookie coming in is going to be perfect. The other rookie quarterbacks coming in is not going to be perfect. Peyton Manning threw down there 30 interceptions his first year, and he's a top 5 quarterback of all time. And missing with that nonsense about, he's throwing the ball too hard. Missing with that. Brett Favre was throwing 150-mile-per-hour balls, and they still was catching. Bottom line is this: it's difference between good receivers and great receivers. Great receivers catch everything. Good receivers make excuses talking about the ball too hard. Stop that nonsense. Lance is the future of the NFL. He has a big arm, and he can move. He's an actual quarterback. This is what I don't like the two styles Kyle's trying to do. Lance is a quarterback that can play from the pocket. He's not a guy you put in and do like RG3. Remember RG3? Who was the coach when they ruined RG3? They was running all them goddamn read options.
Right.
Kyle Shanahan and his daddy. So at the end of the day, I don't even think it's certain quarterbacks that fits Kyle's system that he wants because they're limited. Lance is not a limited guy. He's not a guy who's going to throw slants and dump offs. He's a guy who can get the ball down the field. So at the end of the day, I think he's ready to start. From the practices I've seen and the games I've seen, of course he's going to make the mistakes. Jimmy make the same mistakes every year.
That is true.
Why does Lance have to be perfect to play and Jimmy can make mistakes and the fan base excuse it, the national media excuse it because they like Jimmy G and his smile? I don't understand that. Put Lance on the field and let Lance play. Let him get all that stuff.
All right, good luck with that.
Good call, Rob.
You're gonna,
Good
you know
call.
what?
That's a hell of a call.
And you'll win 7 games this year.
You may be a candidate for the Hall of Fame with a call like that. You may be ushered into the Hall of Fame first ballot. First ballot Hall of Famer right there, Robin San Bruno. He saw the practices. I know what he saw.
You know what people tweet out of practices? It's like putting Jim Cozamore's highlight reel together. You go to YouTube, you see nothing but the best. You got to sit through all of the stuff that's going on. We see him in the games.
All right, so a little running and a little throwing?
Exactly. Yeah. Sure, you can gimmick him up, but he cannot start now. You've got a former NFL quarterback, Phil Simms, saying that. You got a former NFL defensive lineman, Booger McFarland, saying that. You've got the best draft analyst in the game, Mel Kiper Jr., saying that. He is developmental. He is not ready to play. You want to throw him out there in the gimmick package? I'm all for it. Throw him out in the gimmick package. That's fine. Maybe you can switch up the defense, give him something to think about. Jimmy Garoppolo is the starter. Get it in your head. Hear me now, believe me later. Jimmy Garoppolo starts 17 games for the 49ers
that won't
this
happen.
year.
That won't happen. That won't happen.
Trey Lance is not going to be named the starter this year.
You betting on Jimmy to stay healthy for 17?
Now, health is a different issue. If you get injured, of course they got to start somebody.
Right.
But if he's healthy, he's starting. The only way it's not is if they have a playoff spot clinched in Week 18. Game 17, go have your start.
You know, Trey Lance is already better than Jimmy Garoppolo at the quarterback position. The best quarterback in Santa Clara is Trey Lance walking around.
You're crazy. Now you're just crazy. Now you're just saying
better
crazy
arm,
things.
Mobility, with a run-first offense, play-action pass. Who's more devastating for a defense on the edge when you're running those RPOs and the defense is like, oh, boy, that number 5 kid can run.
Let me ask you a question.
If you play-action pass, you're going to run the heck out of the ball if you're Kyle Shanahan. You're going to run the football. You're going to run the football about 60% of the time this year.
Then let me ask you a question. Why is it Kyle Shanahan won't start the best quarterback that he has? Why? Why wouldn't you start the best quarterback you have? If he's the best quarterback there, if the best quarterback in Santa Clara wears number 5, and quite frankly, I think the best quarterback in Santa Clara wears number 5. His name is not Trey Lance, so it's the previous guy who wore number 5.
Jeff Garcia?
Jeff Garcia. Tell me why a head coach would jeopardize his career by playing the lesser quarterback.
He wouldn't jeopardize it. Shanahan just signed a fat extension. He's here for the next 5. He can do no wrong. The reason why I think is, look, Jimmy, Lance didn't do enough to beat him, right? We saw the report from Dan Graziano of ESPN. He believes that Trey Lance couldn't beat him out, right? But he's a rookie. He's a rookie.
And Kyle wanted him to beat him out. So he had every reason to give him the benefit of the doubt.
And he almost did.
No, he didn't. It was never even close.
He was so close that Shanahan is still yet to name a starting quarterback.
Okay.
Still yet to name a starting quarterback.
You keep going with that.
Hey, here's what Dan Graziano said. Don't be surprised if the 49ers really do rotate quarterbacks during games, at least early in the season. Dan Graziano said he's hearing that the 49ers gave rookie Trey Lance the opportunity to beat out Jimmy Garoppolo for the starting job in camp, but they didn't feel like he progressed far enough to do it. Given Garoppolo's past injury issues, getting him off the field now and then isn't a terrible idea, and rotating the quarterbacks gives Coach Kyle Shanahan a chance to play with new concepts and mess with the heads of defensive coordinators. There will come a time, likely this season, when Trey Lance will take over as the unquestioned starter. But until that time comes, Shanahan is more than willing to apply a creative solution as long as it works. The fact that they got to go 2 quarterbacks tells you they don't have one quarterback.
They don't have to go
That's
2
sad.
quarterbacks. They don't have to go 2
That's
quarterbacks.
sad.
You know that. In fact, if anything, Shanahan's going to feel the heat from Mac Jones' good year that he's got to play Trey Lance and get something positive out of him. So he's going to hide him the way the Bears hid Mitchell Trubisky in his first year. They're going to run it. You remember the game that everyone rips Jimmy about? They only threw it 8 times against Green Bay.
Right.
Trey Lance gets under center. He's going to throw it 8 times.
And that's fine. Just win football games. But the fact that he had to hide a 7-year vet as opposed to hiding a rookie speaks
He didn't have
volumes.
to hide. He didn't have to hide Jimmy. No. He didn't have to hide Jimmy. You know that, and I know that.
Hey.
You know that, and I know that.
Let's go to Mr. Involvement.
Let's do it.
Vern Glenn coming up here in the morning
Talk
roast.
about a Hall of Famer.
That is a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. The legend Vern Glenn coming up on the morning roast right here on 95.7 The Game.
Hang out with Steiny, Guru, and Dibs. Weekdays from 10 to 2.
I'm not with the 2 quarterback system. That's what side I'm on, Jack. And ain't no.
Day. This Labor Day, let's all fall together with Lowe's, in-store and online. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. See store associate at Lowe's.com for details and restrictions. Valid 9/2/21 through 9/8/21. U.S. only.
Church's has a deal made for you or all y'all. Choose your favorite tenders or classic style chicken and spicy or original with sides and biscuits for everyone. So swing by for Church's Feed 6 starting at $20 deals. Church's, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
Now, back to the Morning Roast, presented by Timeless Coffee with Bonte and Shasky.
A little too short right there, baby. Mr. Involvement, Vern Glenn, in just moments here on the Morning Roast. But don't forget, Saturday, September 18th, Bellator MMA returns to the SAP Center in San Jose. It's a long-awaited promotional debut of Yoel Romero when he takes on former world champion Phil Davis in a light heavyweight battle. The Soldier of God squares off with Mr. Wonderful. Saturday, September 18th at the SAP Center in San Jose. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com. But don't forget to download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game to get breaking news updates as well as links to the top interviews and best moments on the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Vern Glenn going to join us to talk about everything. He was at the Warriors facility the other day getting some shots up. Yeah, there you go. Flag on Coles.
I know, exactly. I heard he's got some sweet handles, though.
He's got sweet handles. Good free throw shot. Good form on a shot. Whitley Sandrello, though, blew the competition away. She scored 142.
That's embarrassing.
She was a former hooper. She was a former hooper.
Evidently, you guys weren't.
She is the most unbelievable pop-a-shot player I've ever played against in my life.
Seriously?
Thank you. When we've gone out, before the pandemic and, we were allowed to go out, there's these pop-a-shot machines, especially one over at the Golden Gate Tap Room over there, and she would just set records on this thing. There's no joke.
Is that true?
So when I saw the score, it was no surprise. I knew Whitley would take the top spot.
Where did she hoop? Where did she hoop?
Somewhere in Missouri.
Really?
She hooped, though. She was putting up buckets, getting buckets. But you know what? Before we get Vern Glenn on here, I gotta hit a drive-by here, Coles. Ride shotgun with me in this drive-by. I need you.
Okay.
To the Marcus Thompsons of The Athletic, the Anthony Slaters, to Nick Friedell, to all these other media members who chickened out of this competition. Monty Poole, Kendra Andrews, Grant Liffman.
That's true.
They all just didn't show up.
True.
They did not want the smoke. Now, we got Vern Glenn out there. And we got those other bums from KGO, Casey Pratt, and Chris Alvarez. Love you guys, but they were behind us in the free throw competition.
Yep.
Vern Glenn came out there and held it down. Vern, good morning, man.
Good morning, Fonte. And is that Cozy with you?
You got it, baby.
That's Uncle Coles, baby.
Cozy, one of my all-time favorites. That is a brother from another mother.
That is a great guy. I'll tell you, you're very kind. I'll tell you, Vern is... I'm telling you, he's the godfather in this town. He is fantastic. And when we talk about teams that are going to have monuments or statues outside it, when Vern decides to shut it down, we got to get a statue of Vern thrown out there somewhere because this guy has done it all at the top level, and he is the nicest. I'll tell you, him and Ibanez are both the two nicest guys in the business. It's still working.
Boy,
Go figure.
Yeah, boy, there's another one. Boy,
yep.
He's just super smooth and solid.
Yep.
But that was. Hey, you know what, Bonte? I don't know about you, but I'm still sore.
You guys are calling in sick. Let me can't handle it.
Let me tell you something, Vern. That Giants game Tuesday night, I had to watch the rest of it in the morning on my MLB app because the boy fell asleep at about 7:45. My calves are still burning. They're burning. They had us passing. They had us dribbling. Even the warm-up had me gas, Vern. The warm-up had me gas.
And my day didn't stop there. I mean, Cozy can relate to this. This was the middle of the day at the Warriors, the skills challenge, and so I had to bring my own gear. Had to shoot my own, my own. It's fine. It's just part of the job. And then after that, I had to go do the Dwight Clark Legacy series at Concord Pavilion. Later on that day, I shot my own 5 o'clock live shot, shot my own 6 o'clock live shot, and then had to go back and do the 11.
Oh, my gosh.
I got home about 12:30 in the morning, and I was just done. Absolutely done. Yeah.
Vern beat me by 2 in the free throw challenge. I was talking mess to him, and it was embarrassing.
Take me through it, Vern. What did they have you guys like? What was the warm-up like? What were the drills like? That's the thing. I mean, a lot of people think, well, you're just on a basketball court. How hard can it be? But what did they put you through?
Man, I have so much respect for the real NBA ballers, even the college players. First they had us, Bonte, they had us do a little warm-up, kind of get the blood flow going, and then they split it up into groups, and then I was with Bonte's group, and Whitley, and we went over and we did these. It was just a series of dribbling drills, and then then there were like passing drills. Where we had like hit certain marks, little floating targets,
like a skills contest.
Yeah,
little skills contest action.
And then after a while, we just flipped and then went over to the shooting part of it, and that's when I thought, there's just no way I'm gonna make any kind of mark out of this. And then, I mean, the Bonte's right next to me. And so, I just had my head down, blinders on, just looked at the target, and I could only just worry about what I could control, and that was my shot. And I was able to hang in there.
Vern finished in second. Our group actually had the 3 top scorers. Casey Pratt from KGL won with like 105. I mean, Vern and Whitley was at, and they did it like 2-minute quarters. So you did the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. You get 2 minutes, and then you get a 30-second rest break. And my legs were shot by the third quarter. And I tried to tie Vern. I got ice cold. Vern beat me, and I deserved it because I was talking a little smack to Vern. And Vern free throw shot. I could just hear it in my right ear. You just made 4 in a row. And then in my left ear with Whitley there, you just made 5 in a row. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I take a peek. I was down 20 at one point, Coach.
Yep.
I was getting blown away. But these drills,
on that name, baby.
Here's the worst part, Vern, about it all. I knew I didn't have a right hand, but, man, I really got exposed with my dribbling with my right hand. It was bad.
Yeah, I got exposed dribbling with my left hand. And then the little coach that I was working with, she was like, oh, yeah, I mean, these guys, when they show up to do a real workout, I mean, they're just so proficient with either hand. It's just not even funny.
No doubt.
But it's a mad respect for anybody that does it for real.
No doubt. Shoot 360. A lot of fun there at the Oakland facility for the Golden State Warriors. They did a lot of great things with the Warriors Basketball Academy. Vern, let's get into some Bay Area sports here. We'll get to Trey Lance and Jimmy in just a second. But the Giants.
Wait, just one more on the shooting. Okay. Then we can move on to the mainstream. I asked the guy that invented these things. I said, if I had a blank check and I would just write, how much would it cost me to get the shooting apparatus and the 360? He said about $50,000.
Wow. Well,
Vern, have it in my home.
Well, Vern, you know what?
That's pocket change. That's tip money to you.
You can find that in the couch at your house, Vern.
Exactly, buddy. I see you. Hey, I used to do the Saturday mornings, and Vern's listening to the show, and he's. What would you text me? Pictures of breakfast you were making all the time. Vern's texting me. Right. He's making pancakes. You should see this guy. He's gourmet.
Say $50,000, man. This guy, you can find it in the garage somewhere in the shoebox. Dude. Come on, $50,000. You should have 2 of those shooting machines, Vern.
Now that money's all in. It's all in tuition now.
Oh, that's coming up for me.
Check the office at USC. They got some of my money.
Yep.
Vern, what about these Giants, man? You concerned about these Giants?
Well, I'm trying to follow the lead of Gabe Kapler, who last night told us that they just have to kind of take on the mantra of not panic and just find the balance between urgency and hanging in there. And I just have to believe it. You know what? These 16 games in 16 days, the East Coast travel, the sloppy play defensively, because the Giants have been on it defensively up until now, and then the pitching woes, and then giving the extra outs. It's just all kind of crashed and burned on. In the meantime, the Dodgers, they're not going anywhere. I mean, the Dodgers are just raging, and so I don't know about you, Bonte, but when I looked at that out of town scoreboard and I saw the Dodgers final, I just had to stare at it for a good 30 seconds. Just go, damn, look at that. So now, here's what I think is going to happen. Giants are going to win today. I expect it, okay? So I think both teams will be, 85 and 49 starting tomorrow. And then it's on. And I truly believe Giants are going to go to the playoffs. I mean, it's going to happen. They're going to go to the playoffs. Are they going to the playoffs as the division champion, or are they going to go to the playoffs as a wild card team? But they are going to the postseason. Mark that.
Well, that's good, but the question then becomes, if you end up in the wild card game and you lose, is it still a successful season? The narrative now, Vern, is, oh, this is house money. We didn't expect to be here. I don't know about that.
I think in the game of East Coast bias, I think that's what everybody was thinking. And the Giants all year have been playing with the house's money, and now here's September, and the alarm has gone off, and we all see what time it is. I think that's the prevailing feeling about the Giants with a national scope.
Wow, Vern Glenn, Mr. Involvement, KPIX Channel 5. You catch him everywhere. Niners broadcast, sideline reporter, game day, Sunday nights, 11:30 p.m. Vern does it all here.
Just a local TV schmo, man. You gotta be everywhere.
Come on, Vern. You're selling yourself short, man. You're selling yourself short. Come on, man. You are a legend around here. Speaking of which,
you sounded like you were freestyling there. He's doing the Warriors sideline. Hey. He's 11:30 Sunday nights.
Hey,
he's a reporter.
Hey,
he's ready.
You got to grease him up, baby.
Exactly.
You know how I butter up the guests goes. Come on, man. It takes a special skill to do that.
It does.
Hey, Vern, with the Niners, man, what's your expectations with the 49ers? The quarterback controversy is not going anywhere. Coles thinks it's dead. But Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo, we're going to be talking about it all season. But despite that, what are your expectations for the red and gold this year?
I expect the defense to shine, and I expect the defense to keep them in every single one of these games. I think the focus, for me personally, is going to be in that defensive secondary and Fred Warner. So long as those guys stay healthy and they keep it honest and get those guys coming off the edge, the Niners have a chance. And all Jimmy Garoppolo has to do is just take those keys to the expensive car and not wreck it, because he's got all the weapons. I think health is the issue for the state of the Niners, and so long as they carry that, then I expect him to get double-digit wins, and I expect him to be a major player once we get to the end of December. I really expect that.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to be. I think don't set any vacations for early January. Would be my advice to you guys in the meeting.
Oh, no. You don't do that. No, not at all.
No New Year's Day parties or anything like that. With the Warriors coming back October 19th, look, a lot of rumors about Ben Simmons, Vern, and I believe the Warriors, if Clay is Clay, and I know it's a big if, but I like what I'm seeing from him so far in these videos, I think the Warriors can be a top 4 team in the Western Conference. Now, do you think they need a Ben Simmons to do that?
I think they need to see Klay Thompson with a hand in his face. That's what I think they need to see that. They need if Klay Thompson comes back 75% of the old Klay Thompson that we're used to seeing, then I think the Warriors will be okay. Could they use some bench strength? Sure, everybody could. But I think he's going to be, I guess, the big question mark. And Ben Simmons, does he help you? Can he help you? Yeah, sure. Does a change of scenery do you good? Yeah, I think so. Will he buy in and do whatever it is the Warrior system tells him to do? Yeah, sure, he'll do it. Can he help? Yeah. But the question is the window. How long is this window going to stay open? I mean, is it slowly shutting down? I mean, this is going to be it for them. I mean, this is these guys are not they're not getting any younger, and so the time to shine is now. And I am not sure that Ben Simmons is the answer to everything, but I do believe in team depth, and I do believe in a strong bench, and the bench has been kind of a thing that's kind of carried them over through this 3-year NBA championship run that they've had lately.
All right, the brilliant Vern Glenn joining us here on 95.7 The Game. But if the window might be shutting a little bit, don't the Warriors, if they want to make a run, and these guys are getting a little bit older, do they owe it to these guys to get them one more veteran piece to try to get them one last run, or do you just let this thing ride out the way it does and then see when the new guys are going to be the new faces of the team?
I think the veterans have been kind of in the ear of Warriors management trying to sell them on that idea. I think talks are going on every day. I bet you Bob Myers' phone just via text or phone call, I bet it goes off all the time between Steph, Draymond, Clay, just tell, because those guys know what they need.
Right.
The system's not going to change. It's the same system. It's just about the pieces to keep the system going. They know what they need to do.
Yeah, Bob Meyer's phone rings like yours, Vern. It rings like yours. So you guys have that in common. Vern, Glenn.
Vern's got more championships than the Warriors do, though. If you go to his house, man, he's putting up another shelf for more Emmys.
Right, yeah. Hey, Vern, Coles brags about his 3 Emmys. How many Emmys you got? About 33?
Yeah.
To Coles' 3?
I've entered 4 times. I've won 4 times.
Wow. What a flex.
Look at that. Was
What
a huge
flex.
flex.
Damn.
That was monster flex.
With that, we're just going to let you go, Vern.
Exactly.
We're not going to touch that one.
Oh, man. He just broke through his own shirt with that flex. Didn't he?
Went Hulkamania on us.
He did. He
ripped
went
the tank
Hulk.
top.
Oh,
man.
man.
Vern Glenn, man. Thanks so much for the time today, man. You're awesome.
You're the best, man.
Vern Glenn here on 95.7 The Game. Oh,
I will tell you this, and I'm telling you, we've got some people that we should cherish in this market because I don't think the medium is what it used to be. And by that, I mean we don't look at it the same way. Television used to be the way we got a lot of our news. Now it's in your hand. You know, you've got it right there in your hand all the time. But there are some OGs, and that's one of the OGs right there.
One of the OGs.
Abanya is one of the OGs.
OG. He's going to join us tomorrow.
I can't wait. We had a text. Someone said, "Oh, Larry Beal on line 2." Larry's one of the OGs, but I looked at him as more of a national guy. Now I knew Larry, but he was national.
He was Sports Center.
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
ESPN.
You know, but again, he's in the category. But you're looking at some guys who, when they decide to end it, what Vern does is, like what he just said is, did that thing, I shot it, then I had to go to the Dwight Clark, shot it, then I had to come back and do the 11 o'clock, then I got home at 12:30. Kids today getting into the business think that all you got to do is take a picture of yourself on your cell phone, and that's work today. I can't tell you how many people I see in the press box where I think, oh, look at them. They're working. They got their computer. They got their iPad. They got their phone. And I saw one reporter, and they're looking at their stuff, and they picked up their phone, and I'm thinking, oh, they're going to look up a stat. No, they put up the camera, and they took a picture of them at the ballpark. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing that in the middle of your job, you just decided to take a photo of yourself?
Coz, you ever thought about being a professor at a college or something like that? To school these kids?
They wouldn't want me.
Why?
Because I'd be the guy turning over the table, and then they would want a juice box. They would have to go to the proctor and say, where is the room that has bubbles and puppies in it? I need a coloring book. Because I couldn't handle someone telling me the way the world is. I want the world to be the way I want it to be.
Oh, man.
I deserve this. You don't hear my voice. If I hear that whiny trope one more time, you're not hearing my voice. No, you're not, because you're not the boss. That's how that is. I don't get to hear your voice. You get to hear my voice. And then they get to go to HR and complain because they felt threatened.
You'd be a great professor.
They asked me to do my job.
I'll sign up for your class. I'll sign up for your class.
Fake. You better take a pass-fail.
You better take a pass-fail.
Don't sell yourself short, though, Coz. You are pretty well known around here. I mean, you know, remember the last time we ran into each other at the A's game? It was the A's and the Padres.
Yes.
And we just happened to run into each other after I grabbed some food. And as soon as you left, some guy comes up to me. I think his name was Daniel, and he says, "Oh man, you're talking to that guy, that one guy."
That guy.
And I was like, "Yeah, Brody Brazil." He goes, "Yeah."
Dude, so did I tell you that story?
No, what?
Oh, this is a true story. So the day that I'm the guy presenting the trophy, the Babe Ruth trophy.
Oh, yeah.
So I go to the yard, and I'm going through, and, you know, I'm all dressed up, and I'm getting I go through security, and I get my keys out of my pocket, and I put them all in the thing. He goes, "Oh, no, you don't have to do that. I know you, dude. I see you every day. I know you. Let me get it. I know you." He goes, "Brody Brazil." That is a true story.
And what did you do?
I said, "No, I'm actually Brody's older brother." And he goes, "Dang, I could tell. You look just like Brody Brazil." I said, "I'll tell him. I'll tell him you said hi."
Damn.
I said, "I'll tell you said hi." So,
How'd that make you feel? Because you got
glad
the
I
3
left my
Emmys.
mark.
You've been flexing about the 3 Emmys.
he's
and
about-
that little bro takes your shine.
Well,
he takes your shine.
He's about 15 years younger than me, so I would say I look pretty good then, right? I'm looking pretty good. You got to take that.
Laura Britt chiming in, by the way, NBC Sports Bay. She does everything. A's, Giants,
Sharks.
She's
Niners. The Jim Cozumel. She's the new Jim Cozumel of NBC Sports Bay Area.
She said, "Give us Professor Coles. Give us Professor Coles."
Oh,
I'm telling you, you need to go.
Laura, you don't want to take my class, girl.
We ace your class.
Abanya's chiming in. He's texting me now. See, awesome segment. See, we have a direct link to all the superstars in this market.
We do. Star power. I just love how Vern flex. You know, I've entered the contest 4 times. I've won 4 Emmys.
I know.
I'm 4 for 4. Damn. Coles has probably entered 17 times. Wow. They probably gave him the sympathy Emmy. You know what? This guy's been around for a while. Let's just give it to him. Get him out the way. You know how they give those sympathy awards? The sympathy Pro Bowl bids?
I gotta hit my guy Ibanez up because he's got the Sinatra. I told you he's got the Sinatra album up behind him when he does his sports at home. And I asked him the one time, he goes, I'll put up the Sinatra for you. He's got the Sinatra up there. I was watching him the other night. He's still relevant. He's using emojis in his sportscast. Yeah, so don't tell me the guy doesn't travel.
That's pretty gangster.
The guy
we could evolve with the times and use emojis.
Exactly.
And Ibanez has been in the game for 40 years.
And you'd never guess it. You'd never guess it.
No, you wouldn't. Let's go to Bobby in Oakland. Bobby, what's happening, man? You're on the roast.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. Hey, you know I'm always on these Warriors, man. And listen, these guys, man, have so much talent. I don't know if people realize. I heard someone call in earlier talking about Pookie, and I'm like, what?
Oh, Robin. You're taking. Hey, Bobby, hold on, Bobby. You're taking a shot at Robin here.
Wait,
to realize you're doing a drive-by on Robin.
I'm personal, but it just perked my ears. Like, wow, we have a lot of talent. Listen, Joe Lacob was from the Boston era. He's not going to sacrifice any youth. He knows what happened with Boston in the early '80s. We had hit home runs with these young guys to go with our veteran all-stars, Steph, Clay, and Dre, along with some of the other bench help we have. Name me a team that has more talent in the Western Conference than the Warriors. If you say the Lakers, I'll beg to differ. They are too old to guard the perimeter. Too old to guard the perimeter. So if all health is in place, this team will finish in the top 4 and have a chance to compete to get to the finals. Look at the talent; it's there. We just need to get behind this team. That's my thought on that, fellas.
Good call, Bobby.
I like it.
Hey, Bobby, I can't say I disagree, and you may be in a Hall of Fame. The Listener Hall of Fame, because that's a hell of a call.
I don't know about that.
You're accurate, buddy.
I don't know
Spot
about
on.
that.
Yeah, give it a rest there, all right? It was a good call. Good call. I don't know if he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
No. All right, I'm getting a Hall of Fame bids. Yeah, you know.
Antonio in Oakland. We had Robin Sambruno.
Yeah.
We had Robin in San Francisco, who have been calling in forever. Like,
it's true.
You got to work. Like, Cozemore's just talking about how much work you got to do in this business.
What about Dame in Oakland?
Dame in Oakland is, 100% a Hall of Famer. I'm not telling him he's not a Hall of Famer.
He only calls once every 6 weeks.
Listen, we've got to put together the 95.7 The Game Hall of Fame listener, P1 listener line.
All right, now put your seatbelt on because I'm about to get on your head.
That's Dame in Oakland. He comes hard.
All right.
Calm down.
I mean, and I calm down. When a guy chooses to be ball-headed by choice, you don't mess with him.
No.
Joe, slow your roll, pimpin'.
You don't mess with a guy like Dame. He chooses to be bald by choice. It's a choice he makes. You know? You don't mess with dudes like that.
Dude's strong. Stuff is strong. Speaking of strong, by the way, what did Vern say about his Emmys? What did he say?
I entered it 4 times. I won all 4 times.
Ibanez texts me. Tell Vern I have 17. Dude just hulked his way through the show.
So all these OGs have just one-upped each other.
Yes.
Coach comes in on Monday. Well, I got 3 Emmys, dude. I'm like, damn, Coach. All right, way to start the week. We've only got 19 hours and 30 minutes left. Like, come on. Vern just goes, 4 times I answered. I won all 4 times. It's like, what?
I know, he's one-upping me, but...
And then Ibanez just come in, hey, you let Vern know I've won 17 times.
Bigfoot's everybody.
Maybe that's the reason why Vern only answered 4 times.
I know, exactly.
Because he knew Ibanez is in the way.
Yeah, Ibanez missed the entrance date, and Vern snuck his in. Ibanez Bigfoot's everyone with 17. He drops his Emmy, and it breaks, and it doesn't even matter because he's got 16 others.
Ibanez goes ahead and fills out the application. They enter the contest. He looks around as he's filling out his application. All right, so who's finishing in second? Who's going to be the runner-up this year? You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what he does.
It just drops somebody.
He just walks in the room and he goes, hey, which one of you guys is coming in second?
Right. He walks in. The champ is here.
That is classic.
Oh, my stomach hurts right now, man.
But I will tell you this. In some markets, guys would be doing that because they were Ds and they had to flex.
Right.
But they meant it. these guys are making fun of themselves.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
no
how
doubt.
good this market is. And I'm telling you, and I don't want to say that we're coming to the end of it because these guys could go on for as long as they want to go. But when the Ibanezes and the Beals and the Verns decide to hang it up, and they put it away, you just got a bunch of slapjacks going at it then. Okay? You just got a bunch of slapjacks.
Gosh.
All right? I'm just telling you.
707 on the text line. Bonte handing out Hall of Fame ballots like Coles' Emmys, which he won as an injury replacement. 707, Mikey Dubs. Bonte handed out Hall of Fame ballots like the Basketball Hall of Fame. That is true. The Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. I saw Dickie V go to the Hall of Fame. I said, come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I love you, Dickie V. I love you. Matt Steinman's going to join us on the showdown in a few minutes to talk about the Giants and the Golden State Warriors. I'm sure he has thoughts on Ben Simmons.
You know what? I just did a quick count.
Uh-oh.
Of how many games Clay's going to miss if he comes back on Christmas Day.
He's going to miss about 30.
Yeah, 30 to 32 games. Come on, man.
Warriors
You can't tell me missing 2/3 of the season, more than 2/3 of the season.
Right.
You can't tell me they're a top 4 team with him missing. First of all, you assume he's going to be Clay when he comes back.
Warriors would
Big
be 20
assumption.
And 10. Warriors would be 20-10 by the time he comes back.
20-10.
20-10.
Oh, I'll take that right now, yo.
20-10. Let me do. Oh, we'll settle that bet tomorrow. We got a couple bets to settle.
Okay.
But I'll look at the schedule, see whether or not the big boys are backloaded because the NBA likes to backload the schedule. Obviously, because when football's done, you can start putting those big boys games and have the big boys play each other.
Just so you know, Clay comes back, gets to lose to Phoenix, then gets to lose to Denver and lose to Denver again, then gets to lose to the Utah Jazz on January 1st, then gets to Miami Heat. That stretch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games right there. And
Warriors would be 3-2 on that stretch. During that stretch,
Jimmy Butler's going to eat those guys.
They'll smack around Denver. They'll beat the Utah Jazz, and Miami just can't shoot. Let's see. They'll play defense. They'll hack all game long. They'll send you to the free throw line. They can't shoot, Coles.
I'm just telling you. I'm looking at that stretch right there. They might want to bring Clay back on a little bit softer stretch. Get a little bit softer landing to my man Clay Thompson.
It's like Jimmy G. Jimmy. 888-957-9570. We got a few minutes here if you want to chime in on the Golden State Warriors. Trey Lance as well. I'm looking at these texts here. 650. Coles would teach a once-a-week class, a once-a-week 3-hour class. You'll probably do it via Zoom because you've become the Capri Sun orange slice guy.
No, that's so totally wrong.
You wouldn't even show up to campus.
I will be there.
You would big league the campus, and you would teach a class via Zoom.
You're wrong. That is fake news right there, people. I would be in class teaching, ready to go, and if you don't show up, I fail you.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 hour a week. 1 hour a class. You wouldn't even do that 3 times. You would do the once a week 3-hour Zoom. You would do that.
I'd have office hours too. Come on in. You want to talk about it? Come on in. I'd have office hours.
Would you handle about high C's?
Yeah. I would. I'd have oranges. I'd have orange slices and high C's.
You know what?
And Tang. I'd have Tang.
You know what?
Take a scoop, kid.
You didn't follow the project. You didn't follow the syllabus. I think you did this wrong. But you know what? You're a nice kid. You're a nice kid and you're trying hard. I'm going to give you a B+. Here's a Capri Sun. Here's a Ziploc bag full of orange slices.
I would do that, too.
You would do that?
I would do that.
Oh, man. A lot of fun here. Giants, 12:45. Logan Webb on the mound against the Brew Crew. What's going to go on with the Giants?
What do you expect from him? Because I know what I expect.
Man. I'm expecting the worst at the moment right now, Coles. After talking to you for 3.5 hours, you skewed my mind.
Speaking truth to power.
My mentals is all messed up right now.
Speaking truth to power.
12:45, I'm biting my fingernails saying, boy, if the Brew Crew get a quick lead in the first inning, it's all doom and gloom from here.
I will tell you this. I'm expecting Logan Webb to go 7 today. I'm expecting the offense to back him up by getting him something early. You've got to show everyone that you're in it. You know the Dodgers are coming in. Use this as your springboard. Don't use this as you know what? Don't be the PG-13 kid that we hope everything goes real well for you. Be the rated R team. Be the one that I'm a little bit afraid of. When you walk out on the field today, be the rated R team and be aggressive and go for it. And Logan Webb, do your job, which means get me to the 7th so I don't have to tire out my pen because I know I need them with the Doyers coming in.
I'm totally expecting, with the way this week has gone and working with you, Uncle Coles, I'm totally expecting to wake up tomorrow morning with the Giants a game back of the Dodgers. It's just been that type of week. It's been that kind of week for your boy with Uncle Coles, the drunk uncle of the morning roast. I'm totally expecting the worst. I am. And when we get back on Tuesday with Shasky screaming, what is going on? He's going to be firing shots at Kapler, firing shots at Farhan. He's going to be firing shots at Kai Correa, for crying out loud.
God.
Donnie Ecker.
Look at you.
I mean, you know what's happened. It's been nothing but drive-bys going on here. Nothing but drive-bys. Here comes another one. Here comes another one.
Who is it?
It's Daryl, the Guru Johnson. And yesterday when I heard him open the show, he goes, Tuesday I was lowercase panicked. It was a lowercase P. Yesterday, Guru was uppercase P. Now, are you all cat Shasky panicked right now, Guru? Hey,
I'm going to say this. Yeah, good morning, guys. You guys are, hey, Coach, you and Pate, salsa and chips. I like it. I'm going to say this.
Hey, Shasky, he might get Wally Pitt. Is that what you say? Cool.
When I used to go on vacation, when I first got into business, Coach and Pate, I'd go on vacation. Where you going? I got to go to the sound, see how they sounded, You guys doing a good job. But I want to say this. I love Shasky. Your boy's the inventor of the all caps. That's me, but I'll let him have it. But to answer your question, call me J-O-E. I am panicked, and I'm not mad at anybody. This thing happened so fast. But last night, I used to have a boss, Mary Langley, guys, and she would call you in the office and close the door and say, there's an area of opportunity, and that means you did something wrong. Kapler needed to get run last night. Kruko wanted them to get run. Flynn wanted them to get run. They were getting squeezed like 3 or 4 times. The camera would pan to him, and he was Joe Cool with the nice beer B, but that was the time to just... You know what I'm saying? Flip it. Go out there and Billy Martin just to let the team know it's going bad. What is happening? I don't have the answers. I just don't.
Bruh, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, man?
Coles came in here yesterday, Guru, at 6:05:20, talking about the sky is falling. And he put that into my mind last night.
I'm right.
And I texted the thread, Guru, the sky is falling at 10:13 at night. I needed to get to sleep. But I woke up feeling good. And after doing 3 hours of Coles, now I'm thinking, you know what? They're going to mess around.
Here's the problem.
This reminds me of 1993 when the Braves came to town, the Candlestick Park with Fred McGriff and swept the Giants and said, we're winning the division. That's what I got. I'm getting flashbacks of that, Coles.
Oh, man.
I'm getting flashbacks of that,
He's starting to sweat in here. He's getting a cold sweat. Here's the problem. See, Goo, you and I know this era ball player doesn't know how to react when a manager goes out there and kicks dirt on the home plate and kicks dirt on the umpire and turns over to the dinner table. These players would go to HR and ask for the bubble room where they can have bubble, right?
Oh, that is unbelievable.
That is gold.
Come on.
Posey. Speaking of Posey, my
gosh.
You've been getting rest. You ain't played the whole season.
Right.
But okay, we'll leave that alone. But I'm with you, Coles. I'm going to say this. I just assumed, only asses assume, I just assumed that this division was coming down to the last weekend. The way the Giants look right now, both pitching and hitting, I don't know if the Dodgers win this by 6-7. I mean, recency bias, but that's where this thing is going. They need a win today. You couldn't beat Hunter, Strickland, and Anderson. You live by the homer, you die by it, right?
Dude, no doubt about it. Dodgers 22-6 since the start of August, Guru. They've won 8. They had a stretch of 22 games in 23 days and went 18-4, and now they have Mookie Betts back. Mookie Betts back.
Yeah. Bonte and Coles, baseball should have banned them getting Trey Turner. I didn't like the Nationals. They're putting that into the package.
David Stern, like he did with Chris Paul not going to the Lakers.
Right. Where's Rob Manfred?
He's rolling over in his grave.
Rob Manfred should have nixed that deal because they are rolling to the Dodgers in first place for the first time since April 25th. Also, the Ben Simmons stuff, Guru. Where do you stand on the Ben Simmons stuff? Because I put out a tweet yesterday that got Coles fired up. I believe the Warriors right now because I do believe Clay's going to be Clay.
Where's he
I'm
going?
thinking positive here.
Yeah.
I got the Warriors finishing in the top 4 of the Western Conference.
Woo! Can I take you one step further? I told Steiny and Dibs 50 wins, buddy. 50.
You're nuts.
That's
Ben
music to my
Simmons,
ears.
he's messed up psychological. The whole Jenner thing. Coz, he's a diva. They don't need him. Their question mark is number 11 and Wiseman. That's enough. Don't bring this diva in here with his non-shooting self. Pass.
Wow. Wow. You like that, Coles?
Listen, they ain't getting 50 wins this year. Where do you see? They're not going to have.
They
Clay
got
for
39 last year, Coles. And Curry missed 10. Now you got Kuminga. You got Porter Jr., Bielitsa. Like I say that rolls out the tongue. Bielitsa. You know, I'm like, come on. They got action. Coles, they just missed it by 11 last year.
Guys, you saw Bielitsa 4 times a year, and you were shooting layups on him. Now he's wearing a Warrior uniform. You guys all you guys think you put the Warrior uniform on, and the Ron Adams pixie dust happens, and you're playing. Everyone's a defensive player of the year on his team. Bielitsa doesn't defend. Otto Porter Jr. doesn't play. He doesn't even get on the floor. He played 42 games the last 2 years
combined. The Warrior way, Coz. The Warrior way.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to let you guys go, but I got to say this. We're going to talk about is Jimmy Garoppolo the most disrespected quarterback that's taken his team to a Super Bowl?
Yes.
And where he ranks in his own division. But you can't see me. I'm green. Mark Ibanez is a personal friend of mine. Texts me during the show at times, but then I hear Coz saying he texted him. I'm getting a little jealous. So, Mark, I thought I was your boy. I thought it was me, Bonte.
Hey, you know what? I don't even get a text, Guru. I don't even get a text, Guru. Ibanez didn't even have my number. I had to beg Vern Glenn to get on here. They're flexing about their Emmys, and I got Laura Britt tweeting me. Laura Britt can't even text me. She just tweeted me.
You guys, got your own crew. Like Laura Britt's tweeting you. Right. I got Vern sending me pictures of his breakfast, and I got Ibanez sending me tweets. You got Laura Britt. That's fine. The young guns are all starting to make their comeback. Right. That's what you guys are doing, creeping up on the other guys.
Way to kill Bonte about his non-shooting hoop self. I congratulated Whitley. I sent her a private text yesterday, but way to go, Adam.
Hey, you know what, Guru? It was. I don't even want to talk about it.
Tired from warm-up.
Dude, it was bad. By the way, Laura Britt sent me a picture, Goo. She said, here's a live look at my Emmys, and it's just a wooden desk.
Empty table.
Empty table.
She's great. Hey, Laura, they're coming. They're coming. Laura. She can do it all.
Guru, Jock pretty dead air, right? You got to defend the championship.
Coles, I won last week, baby. Tuned in, 1248.
Did the other two guys default, and you got the victory that way? How did that happen?
Wow.
You and Butcher Boy.
I know. Well, I'm sitting in his chair, bro.
Damn. That does hurt.
The G stands for genius, guys.
All right, Goo. 10-2, Steiny Guru Dibs coming up. Uncle Cole's another fun show. We'll be back tomorrow. Yep. Langford, Curly, good job as always. That's it for us. But don't go anywhere. Again, SGD 10-2. Don't want to miss it.
Listen to Steiny, Dibs, and Goo from